Oh no, they chatted in this Discord too much. Ah! One second. Notification. And then post notification. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, Beep. You don't happen to be you don't have that happen to get your namesake off of the Beep from Kenshi, do you? Because that'd make me very happy. It would also give me a good chuckle. No? Oh, sad. Hey, old drummer. Can I get your age and pronouns, please?
No, we're gonna put you in camps. We're gonna put you all in prison. You're mentally ill, Troons.
Well, okay, so that's gonna be a claim that you've made. The
It is.
DSM-5, the DSM-5 actually does not designate being trans as a mental illness in itself.
It is. You're addicted to pornography. You're degenerates and coomers, and we're gonna put you in camps.
Well, that's...
You guys prey on children. You're groomers and pedophiles.
Well,
we're gonna put you in camps.
Yeah, great start. I agree, Cole. This is what you have to look forward to if you're gender critical. You just have names.
No, I mean there is only sex. There is no gender. There's just male and female.
Oh, really?
You guys are corn addicted degenerates. We're gonna put you in camps. You're going to prison. There will be no more Troons. Your ideology will be crushed and defeated.
Well, it's not like a religious ideology. I hope
it is. It's like how they make more homosexuals by molesting children. That's what y'all are doing. You're preying on children. That's the way y'all reproduce.
That's actually not how it is.
It is.
But I'm sure that you have great literature to back up your side. Surely there's literature to back up your side, right?
Oh, I have to have ivory tower leftist institutions back up everything that I say. No, I don't think so.
No. I just need some literature. Anything.
Someone inviting another Troon up here.
Oh, that was an insane thing to turn up.
You're going to the camps too, dude.
Yeah, I hope you understand that this is being recorded.
Dude, I don't care.
Okay, yeah, I grant that. I grant that you don't care. Would it surprise you at all to learn that this anti-trans ideology that you're pushing leads to harm?
But being a Troon leads to harm. You're harming. You're having people chop off their body parts and take hormones derived from horses and take hormone blockers. Y'all are insane.
What?
Yes, estrogen used to be derived from pregnant horse piss.
Okay, maybe
Google it
too, but like
y'all are insane.
We use bacteria? How is that?
It doesn't matter. Like your argument on the panel page here is lop your breasts off to fix your suicidal tendencies. Like you're ridiculous.
Actually my cock's getting inverted, not cut
That's
off.
Disgusting. That's just a flesh wound. You're not a woman.
It's just a flesh wound.
It is. It's literally just a flesh wound.
Come back, I'll bite your legs off.
That's why you have to dilate. You have to dilate because the wound will try to heal itself. The wound will try to heal itself. That's why you have to dilate. It's disgusting. Dilate.
Oh, Ender, you're more than happy to have some fun with this guy. This guy's a total.
This is so funny.
This guy.
Mega brain.
I'm normal. Y'all are the insane ones. Y'all have lost your mind. You've watched too much corn. Yes, you have. You've watched way too much corn.
Normal people aren't Nazis like you.
Oh my God, you're a Nazi because you don't like troons.
I mean, that's what the Nazis did. So
Ridiculous.
This is actually
Ridiculous.
directly in line with Nazi ideology. Like that
No,
is
it's
exactly
not.
what
Well,
the
they did
Nazis
burn your
did.
books. I know that pisses you guys off, but I'm not one.
Yeah, and they also like sent people to camps too. I hope you understand.
Well, I mean, if you're preying on children, like sending you to camps is based. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. If you weren't trying to prey on children and convert children,
What children are we preying on?
well, the argument all the time is, well, we need to support and affirm trans youth. No, there are no trans youth. Youth do not
Yeah,
think
I was
about.
a trans youth.
I was also a trans youth.
Then you were groomed on Discord or watched lots of corn,
I didn't know.
or you were
existed.
you were
I was
molested by a family
1997.
member.
Hold on, did he just say that you watched? I watched My Little Pony. I didn't know what My Little Pony was until I was like 20.
My Little
I didn't say
Gross.
MLP, but I just
What
said
did you
corn.
say then? Because you
Corn.
You, said I watched
You watched lots of
something. What did
corn, or
say?
you were groomed on Discord by another
I didn't
troon,
have
or you were
Discord until I
molested
was
by a
16.
family
Wait, what are
member.
you saying? What slur are you saying right now?
I'm trying to be TikTok friendly so I can stay up here for as long as possible.
But also, I want to add something else though. Are you aware that cisgender people take hormone replacement therapy as well?
Yeah, but it's for their actual birth schmecks. Like men getting testosterone boosts when they get older is normal, whereas you're taking
Which
the
of the
opposite
16
sex.
chromosomal combinations is the
Oh
norm?
wow, you have to have knowledge of scientific chromosomal combinations, or your argument's invalid. Shut up.
No, it's just the fact that there's more than just two sets of chromosomal variations. There's not just
Okay, you're
XX
talking about
and
people
XY.
born with
There's
like
XXY,
two parts. Yes.
XXX, XYX, blah blah blah, so on and
Yes.
so forth.
So what percentage of the population are those people? Probably less than 1%.
We don't know.
More than
because
gingers.
Not everybody gets karyotype.
Being a ginger is based. It's like the rarest genetic phenotype, especially if you have blue eyes with it.
Oh,
That was Nazi.
Oh my
That
God, I
had
know about
nothing
genetics. I
to
must
do
be
with
Nazi.
chromosomal
well,
variation.
would you say that the people with blue eyes have, dare I say, good genes?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. The people who can barely stand being outside in sunlight because their eyes are so sensitive to light.
It's because it's cold and gray and overcast in Europe. Wow.
It sounds like a shitty place to live. It's like
No,
you
Europe's
can't grow
awesome.
plants
That's why
and stuff.
90% of the modern inventions were made by Western Europeans, but whatever.
You've never read a history book in your life.
Yes, actually, Google that right now, and it will affirm what I'm saying.
Do you know what the
That is-
basis of like computers, which is something that you are using right now, is based off of? The work of Mr. Alan Turing.
Gay man extraordinaire.
Wow, but was he white? Him being a sodomite
You're
really is
so
intangible to
racist.
this discussion.
Wait, are you not aware that a lot of the stuff that is used in cell
What?
phones was actually made
Peanut
by
butter,
other
traffic
people?
lights, like there's not that many that weren't us.
Calculus.
Okay, the Arabs, nice. The Asians also
Let me-
contributed.
Like 90% of like ancient surgery practices that have been adapted to modern medicine.
I don't know about that, since the Catholic Church was the one that pioneered hospitals.
Catholic Church.
It was. We pioneered
Is this guy
hospitals and
real?
medical care all throughout Western Europe.
Western Europe, where they were putting leeches on people and bleeding people.
Okay, but that's not that happened like for yes, that happened, but it's not like we weren't one of the first people to pioneer
Did you
the
know
idea
that
of
the
like a
Native
hospital.
Americans had to teach the pilgrims to bathe?
Did you know that they also participated in human sacrifice and stoned children for like to sacrifice to the gods? so like
Native
your
Americans
relativism
don't have
isn't
gods.
huh?
Native Americans don't have gods.
They had a pantheon. The freaking the Aztecs for
They have
one.
gods,
The
but they
Aztecs,
worship
sure.
differently.
I don't really care what they worship. Their gods are false.
Your god is
That's
false.
your belief.
Also,
What is
you
your
know
god?
that,
The god of truth, the god of lopping off your body parts.
You know the ancient Hebrews had 6 genders, and also they did practice human sacrifice.
Well, they also worship Moloch. They're not Christian, so it's not surprising that they believe in that garbage.
You know what Moloch is?
Wait.
Yes,
Why
it's
should we
it's
listen
the god
to
of
Christians?
child sacrifice.
Why should we listen to
It's actually a
Yahweh?
It's actually a sacrificial practice of ancient Yahwism and other Canaanite religions.
Yeah. So, drummer, are you
Also-
a follower, a practitioner, or a follower of Christianity?
I'm not going to tell you what I believe. I don't. It doesn't. It's not tangible to the discussion here.
I mean,
We're
yeah,
talking about you and taking
Who
hormones
brought
and
up
hormone
God?
blockers.
Wait, I don't take
Yeah.
hormones. Yeah, I think you have me confused. I am a cis white male. I am one
Wow,
like yourself.
you had me fooled. I thought you were a female because you clearly need some
I'll
tea
take my
yourself.
hormones right
my
now,
guy.
actually. Just to piss this guy off.
Piss me off. Oh, you can't piss me off. It's impossible.
No, you just start pissed off. That's why it's impossible to piss you off.
True. Chud extraordinaire.
Yeah.
But it's hard to not get mad at degeneracy. You know, like I see it and it's really disgusting and grosses me out.
Yeah,
I think
notice-
Nazism is the highest form of degeneracy.
No,
Agreed.
being a troon is probably, I would imagine.
What are you
It's
saying,
the ultimate form
troon?
of. Well, I'm not going to say the actual word I want to call you because I'll just get.
Just
banned.
fucking say it, pussy.
Say it. You won't.
Okay, if you're going to be the
You
tranny,
can't say anything.
you're a tranny.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
can't say anything
That's-
worse
Oh, no.
than.
I'm so offended.
that's so hard to say.
No, it just gets you banned really quick, which is lame. There's so much.
you know-
No,
you wanna know
no.
the funny
I
thing?
will get a warning to kick you. That's how that works.
So the funniest thing about you using that word is nothing you say will ever be worse than the shit I've been told in person, and I would be less offended if you said it to my fucking face.
I mean, what were you doing in real life that caused someone to call you that? Were you going into the bath, following little girls into the bathroom as a male?
If
I
you
mean,
think
that'll,
that- wait, hold on.
Wait, oh, you are fucking wrong, motherfucker. I'm only 1 year on testosterone.
Oh, you're a man to woman. Have you lopped your breasts off yet?
No, I actually don't give a fuck about that.
Do you feel
And
manly
it's
when
none
you
of
have your
And
period?
it's none of your fucking business. Why do you care so much what's under my shirt or in my fucking pants?
Well, see, normally
Unless
I
you
wouldn't,
want
but you
to
guys are
claim this.
trying to
That's what's our
expand
point.
this ideology and make it like worldwide and grow it. And so I'm going to put a stop to it because it's
Trans people have
disgusting
existed for the
and
entire
evil.
in written
of
language.
human
If you guys just kept to yourselves and didn't try to push your crap,
Hmm.
I wouldn't really care.
Hey alt, we've existed longer than written language has.
Yeah, but the difference is before you were in the closet, and that was where you should be forever.
No, we were actually priests and priestesses of gods.
Oh my
and-
God.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
eunuchs.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
leading church congregations.
Do you know what eunuchs
Yeah,
are?
we were. Look up priests of Inanna.
Yeah,
Eunuchs.
clearly you
That
don't
was
understand
us.
ancient history. This is,
Eunuchs were trannies. That's amazing. Wow.
I mean,
telling me this
they
for
were
the first time.
non-binary. Clearly,
Eunuchs are actually considered a third gender in medieval
yeah,
society.
they're
There
non-binary.
are no-
Including in the Bible.
Gender is a
Including
lie,
in the
there's just
Bible.
sex.
Hold on. Alt, hold on.
Which one?
Because including in the Bible, where God actually tells you in the Bible to respect the eunuchs in your life, those who were assigned eunuchs at birth, those who chose to become eunuchs to follow God.
Yes, because they're
those who
celibate
chose
for
to live as
Christ.
eunuchs.
They're celebrate for the glory of God and His
Or-
kingdom,
or-
not
Why you
because
were
they're
trying to
pruning
say
out.
Christian
Alt,
when you
you
were just
fucking
doing
interrupted
this.
me again. Or those who choose to become eunuchs for their own reasons.
Is that the original text? I'm pretty sure it says for the
It's-
kingdom of God.
No, the second one was for the kingdom of God.
Yeah, but what you're trying to do is conflate like holy celibacy with like being a tranny, and it's just not like you can't.
Where's Cole? I think they'd want to get in on this.
They were taking a
It's
shower.
dope.
Yes.
Do you by chance know what scripture I was talking about whenever I mentioned the eunuchs?
Look, not
Nothing
off
in
the top of my head,
particular,
no.
but I know that there's a number of them. So
Yeah. And alt, I said stoat, not alt.
Oh, my bad.
Also, hi stoat.
hi, Fran.
You're a cunt.
Sure.
Hey, Jack, there's a
You're a
difference
tranny.
between Hey,
Oh,
Jax,
no.
there's a difference between dysmorphia and dysphoria. Dysmorphia is when your brain warps what your physical perception of your body, whereas dysphoria is where there's a incongruence between your body and your mind.
I just took my hormones to get all womanly and grow my boobs.
Gross. You're gonna grow man
gotta do mine
boobs with
later.
the.
Yeah, I got boobs. They're pretty nice.
So nasty, dog. Ah,
I gotta
y'all
watch
have lost your minds.
I mean, according to what you?
Nice boobs, according to lots of people.
According to like 99% of people who are normal, you guys are insane.
Well, why don't we actually look
Mental.
at like the medical organizations and wait? Oh wait, they don't.
My leftist institutions.
Leftist institutions.
Hold on.
It is,
Hold on.
dude.
Institutions
They
led
They will
by-
say what the,
You think
dude,
we
they-
have leftist institutions?
Do you know
That's
who-
cute.
do you
There's tons
know
of
who
them.
led the
Society is
DSM-5?
run by leftist fucking institutions.
I fucking wish, dude. You don't even know.
Do you know who the leading researcher? Well, sort of is. He's kind of been getting the shit beat out of him for good reasons now.
What's his last name?
Zucker? Kenneth Zucker.
He's a Jew. Wow, that's not surprising.
oh,
That's not surprising. I'm
He
just saying.
supports
Look, like
you.
I called it.
He supports you.
think-
He's anti-trans.
Oh, he's
Idiot.
anti-trans. Okay, well, give me the last name of the lead pro-trans researcher. I'm almost certain it will be a member of the tribe.
And just
as
based
well.
off the anti-Semitism,
A member of the tribe. Yo, definitely not a Nazi though.
I'm not. I just noticed patterns, big dog. I'm an American,
Oh, my condolences.
not a German. I'm an American. I like
Well,
America.
You
You're
don't
definitely
have to be
anti-Semitic.
German to be a
Germans-
Nazi.
It's not anti-Semitic to notice when one group of people do one thing over and over again. Like
The Na-
Magnus
the
Hirschfeld was the guy
Nazis
pushing it in
stole most
Germany.
of- the Nazis stole most of their tactics from America. You know that, right?
That's citation needed there, but sure.
Yeah, the indigenous genocide. That's where they took most of their.
There was no genocide in America. We conquered the native people here.
Conquering and what the fuck is the difference between the two? Tell me the difference between the two.
Well, a genocide would imply that there was some systematic like law or movement to exterminate
So,
one
we're
group
in
of
a
people.
part-
Hold on. So taking us off of our native land, forcing us to learn your customs, and then forcing us to go to school, change who we are, change our everything about us, leave behind our old life, legally
shoulda won the
change our
war.
name. Hold on,
There
shut
was
the
no
fuck
war.
up because I wasn't done. And then also forcing us to live on specific sections of land where we were not before, and not allowing us to go anywhere else, have access to anything outside of that land other than what you give us. And you're saying that that is not a fucking genocide.
Not
Even
to
though you
me,
killed
no.
Millions of them.
What's
No, because
genocide to you?
if we wanted to genocide them, they would have just killed them, but they didn't. They
What
tried
is
to
it?
make
They
places
did.
for them to
Smallpox
live.
blankets.
Okay, but that wasn't
residential
intentional.
school. That
The
was
idea
definitely
that they
intentional.
knew
Wait.
they had the knowledge of germ theory back then. Come on.
So wait, so sending in blankets infested with smallpox, knowing that these people had never been.
Did they
exposed
know?
to that
Did they have
before.
germ
Yes.
theory?
It was
They didn't
They
have
didn't
to
know
know
germ theory,
germ
but they
theory
knew
to know that
that
this was going to cause a bunch of people to die.
diseases.
Yeah.
And anyway, I mean,
Did
what's
we
the
need to
world
know?
lost
Hold on,
from
drummer.
Aztecs?
Did we have to know germ theory to know that the plague killed people? No, that's fucking
Obviously
stupid.
not, but they didn't have as well of an understanding of it as we did.
Yeah, but they still understood that this was going to kill people, very intentionally.
yes, but that's a long way from using it as a bioweapon, which is
I
what
mean,
you're
They
accusing.
literally did.
That's literally what
it
they
was
did.
intentional.
That's literally
The
exactly
entire
what
population
happened.
my
of
history book says so
Halifax
right
was
here.
Decimated.
Wait,
On-
Written
wait,
by
hold on,
Shlomo
hold on.
Plattenberg.
Hold on, I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Alt. So you take somebody who has been just exposed to. I'm trying to think of a.
Man, how
really-
did we get from talking about troons to this? I
Because
don't know,
you
this
brought
is-
it up.
No, yeah, but you expanded
Yeah,
the conversation this way.
Yeah,
You expanded the
realized that
conversation.
you were the
I'm not
one.
interested in talking about how we beat the
You're the
Native
one that
Americans'
started doing
asses and conquered
saying
their
Nazi
land.
shit.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna hold you to this. Your ideas just hurt people, cis people included.
No,
But
he
so
hasn't.
do yours.
No, mine don't.
You're getting children to lop body parts off and take hormones of the opposite sex.
We don't.
Come
They
on.
don't.
Wait,
they're not
wait, that's
allowed
just a
to
straw
do
man.
anything like that until they're at least 18 years of age.
Yeah, that's just not us. That's
So
just a
then what
straw
is
man
the
of our
protect
position.
trans youth and enable trans? What is all that then?
It's about protecting
is
people from their fucking parents, because that's the number one threat.
Oh
to
my
them.
god, dude! When I was a 12-year-old, the last thing on my mind was sex. Okay,
There
you're
is
parent
no
like this is
thought
just
process.
an
It's not
ideology
sex.
to prey on
hold
children.
on, hold the fuck up. Why does everybody conflate being trans with sex? That is
Because-
not the only thing that is related
It's not
to
sex.
being
Dude,
trans.
I have seen these troons on X. They are addicted to pornography. I've seen it countless times.
Why
I mean,
are you?
I
They have
grant that-
autogynephilia fetishes.
Oh,
porn that they
There we go.
oh,
There's
no.
the-
You didn't
They're
say.
AGPs. It's a fetish.
Yeah, except you know what's the problem about autogynephilia is that it's never been proven. It's not accepted by any major medical organization.
Reality proves it.
It's
yeah, but
oh,
all the
it was
medical
pushed
organizations are
forward
run by
forward.
shit libs. You're never going to get anything that.
Wait.
that
They're
will-
run by shit
You're a
libs.
stereotype.
Hold on. They're run
Yes.
by shit libs, but led by an anti-trans activist.
They're not. I highly doubt that. There's so many organizations that
Do you
affirm
know
this
who
bullshit.
the most prominent sexologist is? Kenneth Zucker.
No, I have no.
He's anti-trans. He would support conversion therapy if only there was evidence for it. Like he very
don't-
clearly
I don't even
wants,
support conversion
wants there to be
therapy.
evidence. Well, yeah, but
I
like,
almost miss like regular sodomites
like he's
at this
he's
point because
so
everyone's
against trans people that, and he's like, well, it sucks to be trans, and like, you know, if only we could convince them not to be trans, they would just live better lives because being trans is sad. And like, this
It's
is
easy to convince them. You just deny, like, no hormones, no surgery, make that shit illegal.
No, because then you just end with people off the mortal coil.
That's,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
probably
want that
honestly,
too.
if that will get rid of this ideology, like, if people
I
decide
fucking
to
knew
end
it.
Hero,
I
I don't really
fucking
care.
knew it.
I don't really care. I'm sorry, I don't.
Nazi eugenicist.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. They're if they're gonna literally unalive themselves because they can't transition to the opposite, you're
That's
already mentally insane.
not
You
what
need to submit
happens.
yourself to
Find
mental
one
evaluation.
instance
Hold on,
of
hold
a
on.
trans person assaulting a child. You
Can I
can't.
ask him a
And
question? real
also,
quick?
like,
It happens all the time, dude.
try it. Find
No,
one.
I'm saying if you what
Find
did
one.
you say?
Go
You
find
said
one.
that trans people assault children.
No, I said
what
find
you
me one
said.
instance of it documented.
I mean, dude, I could probably go on Google right now and Google
Do it.
trans molest child and find something within
it,
5
pussy.
seconds.
Do it, pussy.
You calling me a pussy, but you sound like a woman.
Hey,
Like you have
Alt.
no
Aw, thank
testosterone in your
you.
voice.
that's
Yeah, I know.
actually a
You
compliment.
getting pegged by his wife or his GF or whatever the hell he has sex with over here.
Hey, Alt. Hey, Alt.
Aww.
Hey,
I'm
Alt.
listening.
So,
Giga Chad is listening.
no, I'm not fucking calling you that.
Nah,
But
nah,
so
nah, nah.
so if you say you're in a workplace setting, you have been asking for somebody to not call you by a name that you have not used for years. You've never gone by this name, but for some reason, all of your coworkers think that that is your name. Say your name is Jared, but they keep calling you Jeffrey, and they refuse to call you your name, even though you've shown them your license, your birth certificate, everything that states that your name is not Jeffrey, it is Jared, but they keep calling you Jeffrey. Aren't you going to get upset by that?
Well, maybe, but you're trying to conflate this between a boy having 2 different names and a boy calling himself a girl, which that's not the same thing.
No, it's still.
I'm a
It's
girl.
still. I have a point. I have a point. So let me continue. Okay. So we're gonna go back to the office setting, and we're instead gonna say, your name is Jeffrey. Your legal name is Jeffrey. Has been Jeffrey for years, but at some point in your past, because your parents were weird, they decided, fuck it, we're gonna name our child Vanessa, even though he's a boy.
You're just
We're
moving the
gonna name him
goalposts.
Vanessa. I'm not done. We're gonna name him Vanessa.
God, bro.
So when you finally became an adult, you're like, fuck that, I don't want the name Vanessa. So you change your name again to Jared. And you go to work. But because your name was Vanessa at some point, all of your coworkers somehow or another find out and are refusing to call you Jared and instead are going to call you Vanessa. Aren't you going to get upset by that?
Not really. Probably just get over it or laugh because they're joking. I don't really care, even if they're not. Because see, the difference between people like me and people like Troons is that I don't feel the need to unalive myself when people don't address me how I think I should be addressed.
I mean, you kind of are walking with the cis white privilege, like immediately.
Yeah, you
I mean,
really
yeah,
are.
like, you
we
really
have privilege
haven't-
that's earned. We've
You
earned our
pussies would
privilege.
never
No,
even say
it's
something like
it's
this
just
in
granted
person.
to you. You do not earn being
Yes, they
cis
do,
and
they
white.
do.
You're just cis and white.
No, my ancestors bequeathed it to me by conquering
Well,
this land.
okay, so in the sense
and
that
making
your
the world
genetics,
great.
that they passed your genetics down, yes, but in the sense that you had any choice over it, no, you didn't have any choice on. You just
No, I had no choice. I'm just incredibly lucky to be born
Yeah,
this
so
way. I love it.
It's not earned. It was just bequeathed to you. It was passed down.
Yeah, it's the torch was passed to me, and now I must carry the torch.
And
the
instead,
torch
you've
again.
decided to light yourself on fire like a complete
The
fool.
torch is a giant.
You have become the
Oh,
torch.
man.
Oh god, now I
Essentially-
know he's not talking about an actual torch or fire, he's talking about a schlong.
This dude's in the comments like, "Oh, you hide your identity." It's like, yeah, because you guys are just dox people. I'm gonna get you fired for your job because you have opinions I don't like.
Well, I mean,
As
that's
if
kind of
I
base
have
of
the
your
ability to
of-
find you.
Yeah,
It's
not-
actually would be
Nazis
kind of
should use
based
their
of your
guns.
employer to fire you for having hateful ideologies.
It's not hateful. Dude, listen, I have the same opinions as 99% of humanity prior to 1960. Okay, I'm not a hateful person.
Incorrect.
It's correct, actually.
No, it's not.
Like 90% of people would be right-wing extremists by today's
No,
standards.
they wouldn't.
That
Even
lived
in
prior.
America.
You're
Nobody cared
underestimating the
about
amount
trans
of
people
trans and
until,
gay
like-
people that existed at that time.
Yes, I'm not denying they existed, but they were in the closet and kept it hidden, which was a much
they
better
didn't.
system.
No, they didn't. They just had swinger clubs underground where you.
Yes,
where
underground. Yes, out of public view, which is fine with me.
There's
I'm not
lots
gonna.
of
I'm not
examples
saying
of
that there will
people,
never
even
be
in
gay
America,
people.
who were openly trans women, and nobody cared. They were like, Martha Johnson.
The
I
idea
think?
that nobody cared.
No, Martha
Okay,
Johnson
people maybe
actually-
allowed
she
it,
had
or
a lot of
weren't
issues.
violent over it, but the idea
There's
that people were like,
literally an
"Oh yeah,
example
this is
that can-
normal."
Yeah,
No.
shut the fuck up for a second. There's an example from a book I was reading, Short History of Trans Misogyny. Her name was Martha Jones.
What? Trans misogyny?
Yes,
That's a term.
there is such a thing.
That's wow.
Anyway, but
Clown world.
it was in 1850.
Now, if you would shut up and let this other human speak.
Go ahead, talk.
In 1850 or something, this black woman who was trans, presented as a woman, got put on trial for, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's like prostitution, but with a white woman or a white man. And they didn't. All the things were because she was black and her clients were white. They didn't care that she was a woman or anything. There's like court documents in the book.
Hey, Alt, I'm just gonna ask
Okay.
you very plainly. Why should we listen to you?
I mean, I don't know. I thought you were going to boot me as soon as I came up here, so I'm surprised the
I grant
conversation.
that we shouldn't listen to you. Yeah, yeah, I agree with
Finally! Oh my
She
god!
was
I
fun
was
for a
holding back
minute,
my
but
rage.
Fuck.
Oh, I've been working on my girl voice. That was very
W guest,
affirming.
you want to come up here? Come on, Leo. You want? Oh no.
Do I sound like a girl? Cool.
You do. You sound pretty.
when they want to offend you, but they just fucking affirm you instead. Plot twist.
That was great.
They are, CJ. They really are. Also, Leo, we're not going to take you seriously unless you're actually going to come up here and physically talk to us. I'm sorry, but if you're just going to sit here and spam the comments saying, W guest, even though you've been here for less than a minute and you don't know what the conversation was about, or the fact that the man shat the bed more than once on his conversations, and was so bad he kept having to pivot conversation, and then bring up that the conversation has been changed as if he wasn't the one who fucking changed the conversation.
Oh, that's
Fucking gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss bitch ever.
Yeah, I just came in here as he was saying something like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put you all in camps," and I was like, "I need to join right now."
I could not help myself from engaging in, just listening to one of these idiots speak. Oh, he destroyed you. No, I asked him if we should listen to you. Should we listen to you? Come on, Jackson.
Yeah, come on up.
Hey, come on
up, little bro.
Come on, little bro.
Yeah.
Or are
The
you gonna
funny
run?
thing is, he was saying that slur as if it actually fucking bothered me, but I've heard worse from my own family members.
Yeah, literally, I've been like assaulted on the street and screamed at.
I got threatened to be thrown into oncoming traffic.
Oh fuck! When I was getting into my car once, I was like just standing there, and a guy was like, "You're disgusting," and I was like,
Yeah, Leo.
I didn't hear him,
Leo,
so I was like,
your
"Sorry, what?
W family doesn't
like-
fucking matter to me.
You're disgusting because you were born a man." I was like, "Oh, okay," and then I like juked at him, and he ran away, and I left, and everyone clapped because that actually happened. No, it actually did happen though, but like, it sounded fake. What are anti-trans policies like the
Hello.
ones banning children from getting healthcare?
Or the one here in Texas where you can get fined or even a felony for using the bathroom that aligns with your gender identity rather than your sex assigned at birth.
I literally
Hello.
cannot cross the border because I would get arrested from into the States. Like I can't go there legally.
Okay, hi Herbert. Can I get your age and pronouns, please? And if you disagree with the prompt.
I'm 20 years old. Any pronouns? Yeah, I guess I disagree, like, with the principle.
Why?
Because I think that the primary driver is the fact that we're not non-affirming by choice. We're non-affirming because we're just not buying it. Like a trans woman we know deep down is just a man that's like dressed to look like a woman.
So even I'm gonna run this as a hypothetical. Even if I grant that that's the case, should we
Okay.
actually even like buy into this and actually treat people like this if we know that this causes harm to individuals? That like
What causes
non-affirmation causes harm, and it's very self. We have stats that just clearly show that if the affirmation is the number one predictor of
Wait, did you
of
cut
life
out? I think
outcome.
you might have cut out.
Oh, so the stats are going to be just that, or we just know for a fact at this point that affirmation is the number one predictor of life outcome. So if we affirm individuals and their identity, that's going to lead to them having the best outcomes in lives. If we do not affirm them, that is therefore causing harm because we could do something very simple to make their lives better, but instead we choose not to and purposely are not.
So okay, so you're saying that basically, even though I'm completely aware that they're a man,
Mhm.
just because of the fact that maybe we could come to the conclusion that affirmation will result in less of whatever, like less depression, less
It's
you
it's
know
a
what I'm
little
gonna
bit
say.
more
I
than
can't say the
that.
word.
It's a little bit more than that. It includes things such as risky sexual behavior, drug abuse, depression, anxiety, and much
Correct.
more. And this also includes cisgender people get caught up in the middle of us too. People just catch strays basically because of these anti-trans ideas, and they end up suffering, sometimes quite severely actually as a result.
Yeah, remember that boxer that was not even trans and then just got J.K. Rowling on her back?
Yeah, that was
It's
terrible.
yeah.
I think that was more of like something that the trans community propagated.
Huh?
Yeah, because
Sorry, no. It was a
No.
cis. Hold on. It was a cis woman who accused her opponent of being trans because she got taken out in less than
Oh yeah, yeah.
17
I'm not saying
seconds.
trans people are what caused that like commotion. I'm not saying trans people are the ones that, made that situation terrible like regarding the boxer. I'm saying that trans ideology is what initially started that type of backlash, like as the root
So,
cause.
so,
There's
so
definitely
cis
trans
men
folks.
bringing up trans people into conversations that trans people aren't even usually involved in, just because they want to have something to levy against others, and then whenever that inevitably causes issues with cis women getting attacked, it's suddenly the trans people's fault when it's been cis people propagating the entire issue the entire time, when we just want to be left alone to live our lives, use the bathroom when we want to, wash our hands when we leave, unlike most people I know, and then just live our life. We don't want to be messed with, but it's cis people who keep messing with us.
Okay, wait. Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that like trans people are the ones that started to make people judge people based off of how they present themselves, not based on their sex.
No,
No.
that is again cis people.
It was conservatives that even started the whole like moral panic.
Yeah.
And, like,
Literally,
I
all
guess we
we've
could agree to
done-
disagree.
No, all
That's,
we've
like,
all we've
objectively
done is transition, live our life in peace, and then inevitably it is usually a cisgendered person who starts bringing up oh, but what if they do this? And then bring us into a conversation we're not in. Into an issue we're not in. We don't care about how you present yourself. You could walk in with a full beard and in a tutu, and we don't give a fuck as long as whenever you're using the bathroom, you wash your hands.
Okay,
Again.
sir. Okay, the gist of what I was getting at is that like
Cis men
we don't
have been
affirm.
arrested for assaulting children in bathrooms.
That
Lots.
is crazy.
Now, how many trans people have been arrested for assaulting people in bathrooms? As
I
far
don't
as
know,
I know,
but there's a
zero.
good chunk of transgender prison inmates in the UK, according to the Parliament of Justice, where like 60% of transgender inmates were there for sexual crimes.
Are
Yeah,
you talking
they
about
include
MOJ study, the
prostitution
MOJ
as, like,
statistics,
as a sexual
Ministry of Health
crime.
statistics?
Same study that India was bringing up, I think.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one gets pulled up quite a lot. So there's just so many confounding factors that we can't actually it would be a really bad idea to try to use this in like as a wider reflection of the population, due to a number of reasons. I think the primarily one would be that being trans used to be seen as a mental illness, and was treated as such, and therefore, anytime anybody who was trans did something that was even remotely wrong, they threw the fucking book at them. And
So you're
more.
saying, so you're
Also-
saying these 60% of inmates were there for wrongful convictions or something?
It's not that wrongful convictions. I'm sure that quite a number of them did something wrong, but they got the book thrown at them, meaning that like they served longer sentences. Like we know for a fact that trans people just get outed by society, so they're seen as a minority that is like as a lesser. There's an ideal called cis supremacy that is very well established to be the case, where cis people will they're treated better, they get paid more in jobs, they get reduced prison sentences, lower prosecution rates, and much more. And this is just like the lowest paid individuals out there in the world. If you're just looking at gender identity and just gender identity, is going to be trans women. They're paid less than even women.
Yeah.
For the
See,
same-
that's
there's
that's
also
like
the
kind
fact
of
that-
crazy.
Wait,
That's
can I please? There's in the UK, prostitution is considered a sexual crime, and trans people are several times more likely to have to resort to sex work because of the aforementioned factors. So that's a lot of the reason why it's systemic oppression.
Okay, while I respond to the previous person, can you just bring up some proof that proves it? But anyways, as I was gonna say, I think it's kind of crazy that like your justification for 60% of trans inmates in like the UK is due to the fact that like you think that it's because of their trans identity, not because they're sick individuals. It feels like you're just like you're stretching to just defend a bunch
you're
of
making
criminals.
a jump here. How are they like mentally ill in some way? That's a claim that I'm gonna have you back up, because
No one's saying they're mentally ill.
Oh, okay. So then
I just said they're sick.
Okay, so define sick. What do you mean by sick then? If you don't mean like mentally ill,
I'm using sick in a colloquial sense, meaning basically.
they're like totally radical, dude.
Yeah,
That's a
but
big word
I'm
for
basically
someone with your
referring to
brain.
someone who,
Yeah, I
I've
don't
never
think that
found
there's
this.
any sort of other way to view it other than mental illness, because
No,
the DSM
no.
five, even the DSM five, which is pretty anti-trans for Western like diagnostic manual, says in the text explicitly that being trans itself is not a mental illness of any sort.
Okay, a deranged person who lacks some type of sympathy.
I would say that most trans people I talk to have a lot more sympathy and empathy than other individuals, because they've sought like prosecution for just being who they are, so they actually empathize with people a lot more.
Listen, I'm not saying that trans people are sick. I'm saying that the trans people who or like
Well,
people
you
who are
just did.
arrested. Hold on, no. I'm saying that the people who are incarcerated for sexual crimes are sick. I'm not saying trans people.
Well, yeah,
Even
they
the ones
clearly
that are in there
did
for
something wrong.
prostitution.
What?
Even the ones that are in there for
Not
prostitution.
you. You still have to prove your claim that prostitution counts as a sexual crime.
Just because she has another claim that you want her to prove doesn't mean she can't add to the conversation.
Well, I
That's fine.
can't engage properly with like things that predicate off of her claim being true.
Do you think that sex work is something that can be done wrong? Do you think that's like a wrong thing to do?
Can sex work be wrong?
Yeah, do you think it's wrong?
Okay, what do you mean by wrong? In the normative sense, like in terms of ethics?
Yeah, like do you think people should be jailed for it?
Okay, that's not an ethical sense. That's just like legal. You're appealing to legality. Like,
I'm not
are you asking if is it moral? Hold on.
Think about something.
Are you
tell
asking-
me, do you think that a sex worker should be jailed? What do you think?
In certain cases, yeah, sex work is a very vague, like it represents a lot of things that people do.
Like what?
I mean, obviously there's like prostitution, there's like
You think people should be jailed for
There's
prostitution?
pornography.
When this is consensual work that's paid for, you still want them to be jailed.
Also, legally in both the US and the UK, prostitution is classified as a sexual crime.
Okay, prove that, please.
I've got it right here on the Legal Information Institute.
So the reason why I even bring this up in the first place is that
I'm waiting.
like we don't actually we have evidence that we can look at the inmates that are in prison currently and say, oh well, we could draw data from this, but what we don't have that we have for basically other like even minorities is actually offense rates, and we don't have this for trans people. And the data that we actually have of looking at like offense rates of trans people, so far that shows like mixed results. None of it's actually conclusive, and a lot of it just shows that they're about as equal as their peers to commit crimes.
Okay.
So in order to like actually like, of course, trans people are people, so they have the capacity to do right and wrong. I'm not saying that trans people are perfect. People aren't perfect.
Blair
In
White
the
is
first
top.
place.
Okay, what about the stat that I gave you, the 60%?
Yeah, so you're just looking at what's currently in in the population of prison, but that's actually not reflective of the wider society because of the confounding factors, as I've suggested. Where
It's not reflective of total society. Yes, I can agree to that, but that is still a piece of evidence that supports the conclusion.
yeah, it's one small piece of evidence, but when we have evidence that shows that, when we look at like entire states as a whole and offense rates of areas that have like that force trans women to go into the male bathroom versus not, what we see is two main things. First off, we see no elevation in the risks of women getting sexually assaulted. And two, we see whenever people are forced to go into a bathroom they don't want to, they are sexually assaulted at much higher rates.
So your response to the 60% is that, oh, it's not significant. It's just like it's just one area.
Well, I just can't. We can't draw
also
conclusions
telling
from it, and I'm providing contrary evidence that's actually shown.
and it was brought up and sourced to you, I believe, by Ender, that a lot of these crimes that are qualified as like sexual crimes are literally just sex work.
Okay, the 60% statistic is not proof. It doesn't prove an assertion that I made. It's just evidence. It's just a piece of evidence, okay? I'm not saying that this is the arbiter of what determines if trans people are, sexual criminals or anything. I'm just bringing you a piece of evidence, okay?
Hey, I just looked it up, and that study you're citing is only had 56 people interviewed for it.
That is not a big enough pool of
where are you
people
looking
to
at?
get an accurate reading.
It's that Substack one that like is passed around by UK like transphobes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
the
like,
MOJ,
which website are you on?
One second.
Yeah, we're talking about the one you brought.
I know, like, what website are you looking at? Because it's important.
I can go on like the UK's official website, and it only says.
It's not the UK official website. I don't know what UK official website is.
Well, we're talking about Ministry of Justice data, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this
So are
is
you on a
2020. Yeah. It's
What's the
the
PDF called?
comparison. Evidence to and data on trans women offending rates. This is. I don't actually recognize any of these people who submitted it, but the data only shows that that's 76 out of 128 male-born prisoners identifying as transgender had at least one conviction of sexual offense. This includes 36
Oh yeah, that
for
seems
rape.
right.
Yeah. So this is
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, and so I can just start listing confounding factors that make this kind of problematic to bring up. We have first off just the disparity of people being outed and treated as lesser. We have the fact that transgender individuals are sexually assaulted at higher rates, which would lead to an increase in itself of being sexually assault or of committing sexual assaults. This is very well understood at this point. We could also look at the fact that they're forced to go into areas that they do not, wish to go to. That increases the rates of their sexual assault, being sexually assaulted.
They're forced to go to areas that they're.
Yeah,
they-
that's some
Can you expand on
places.
that?
Yeah, so in some places they cannot, a trans woman cannot use the woman's restroom. They have to use a male's restroom due to laws.
And so that increases
that-
their
that
proclivity
increases-
of. Hold on,
More
wait, that
times
increases
more
their proclivity of
likely.
becoming a sexual criminal.
Actually, yes, because it increases the rates that they're sexually assaulted at, which then in turn increases the rates that they will commit sexual assault at. The higher.
Oh, so
the,
like.
Yeah, so in fact, when you are sexually assaulted, it puts you into a different category of people who actually will have higher rates of offending in terms of sexual assault.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like a good majority of people who commit sexual assaults have been sexually assaulted in their life at some point.
I mean, I could see the truth of that statement. Like,
There's pretty good evidence for it too. Like there's huge studies out there.
yeah, I don't think that that's something I would really argue. I don't know though. 60% is still like kind of it still kind of shows something, I guess. Listen, the point that I'm trying to make is that we don't non-affirm because we like choose not to. It's not because we detest or have an aversion against trans people. Is that we see like a truth underneath, the transgender ideology. Like if there's, like I said, if there's a trans woman, we see a man
No,
that's
you don't.
dressing like a woman, like straight up.
No, you
Yeah, no-
don't. You can't tell. Unless
No.
they're like early in their transition, you can't tell, and it's been proven over and over again.
I will admit that sometimes we can be tricked. I'm not claiming that 100% of the
You're
time
not
we
trying to
know a
trick
transgender woman is a male, but as a fact, we define under our semantics, we define a man and a woman to be an adult human male, adult human female. That biological categorization stays consistent.
Also, real quick, I just want to know real quick, Herbert, I have a question. What do you think my sex and or gender is?
I can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see your face. I can't see. I can only tell from your voice.
Hey Herbert, what about me?
Yeah. I mean, this is just a picture. Like,
No, just guess. Just give a guess, because you said y'all can usually tell. Give a guess.
What about
Come
me?
on. You got a 50-50 chance of being right.
I would say you're female. You have soft features and a soft jawline. You don't really have much
Which
of
one?
a.
Me?
Who?
Not the one at the top for sure. That's a male. At the bottom, I'm gonna admit you look androgynous, but yeah,
Listen,
I would say you're
Let me
female.
let me find a different one for you.
You're
Let me
female,
just-
right? That's my final answer.
Well, as I said, you got a 50-50 chance.
Well, that's my final answer. I'm pretty certain that you're female.
Okay.
And also,
never
this
said I
is
was gonna
like
answer
taken.
you.
Wait. Taken. This is just from a picture, by the way. If I see you IRL, like that gives me like millions more clues. So like this is already an unfair playing ground.
Here, hold on. Okay, fine. Let me just turn off the green
Oh
screen.
yeah. Okay. This is pretty clear. You're female.
I mean, I
Hi.
did just shave my face less than 4 hours ago.
That's fine. Regardless, even if you had a beard, I still look at your jawline. I still look at your nose, your eyebrows. This is like textbook
Say the same thing about my
female.
brother.
This is textbook female phenotype.
And yet people still say the same thing about my assigned male at birth brother. So your statement is still invalid with concluding with just features, because again, there are people who are assigned the opposite gender, assigned male at birth, who have soft jawlines, a soft nose, everything like that, just like my brother.
No, you're testing my principle if I can distinguish between a natal female and a male, and
Well, I'm
clearly
also
I got it right.
That your assumptions and notices, things like that, don't work because, again, there are people assigned male at birth who have the same features.
That's not true. You're giving
Yes, it
textbook
is.
female features. And also, just because I didn't mention the very specific trait, I only mentioned 3 traits that I saw, like within you, that that drew me to the conclusion that you're female. But like, there's a lot more. Like, there's also like your voice, the way you're like acting, like everything. Like,
What? Because I'm raising my pitch?
no,
I'm
just
raising my pitch.
the tonality of your voice, the way you articulate your words.
I'm a voice
Obviously, like,
actor.
huh?
I'm a voice actor.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Okay.
still pointing out a biological truth within you.
Logical truth.
Is my mic working, Stotsky?
Yeah, we can hear you, Palm.
Yep, it's working.
Oh,
for
thank
you.
God. Because, like, it lagged and it didn't even show my microphone, and I'm like, oh no!
That's been happening with me too.
Okay, I was like, I don't... English!
I think it's just servers lagging because there's a lot of people online, especially with the holiday season and everything.
And with
okay.
all due respect, I think you're female.
You can think whatever you want to think. I mean,
I know you're female.
correct. I was assigned female at birth.
Wait. How
Doesn't
do you
change shit. I'm still a guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you know without actually being told this information?
You know what your chromosomes are?
Because, like, yeah, the only way you can tell is
I don't see what the relevance between chromosomes and sex are.
That's what you weirdos always go to.
yeah, there's actually not.
Nobody
a
argues
correlation
that
necessarily.
chromosomes are deterministic of sex. The people that don't know biology are the ones that.
Okay.
Hold on,
We
wait.
can
The
agree on
people that. Hold on. The people that don't know biology are the ones that say that XY are male and XX are female.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
You are-
Because
complicated.
there's
than
XYX,
this
XXY, YYX, so on.
And
so
also,
forth, so on.
to respond to the person in the comments saying that not all women are females and not all men are males, under my semantics, all women are females, and that's what I'm arguing off.
Well, but so
Oh, you're
I can
just
actually
wrong.
provide you information that shows that, like, when, like, what do you think that we should do with transgender individuals? Do you think that we should let them go into the bathrooms as they wish?
In principle, no.
Oh. Okay, but
Women-
what I could
Women's
just say,
bathrooms and bathrooms have been the most affirming and like welcoming places I've ever been in.
yeah, it actually reduces harm
That's
to
great.
individuals by allowing them to go into there.
Women don't care. It's just like
Can we get
weird
rid of
men
topic real
and
quick,
like
please?
That's not true. That's trivially false. I know many women. I know this is anecdotal, but I know many women who actually do care.
they are the
Real quick,
vast
hold
minority.
on. This is really important, please. Stotsky, can you please get rid of Inoptic, please? They just stated that eugenics is important.
Oh my God. I got it.
I'm reporting them too.
Thank you. Just wanted to bring you to awareness because I don't have mod.
Yeah, that's all good. Here, hang on. Where's he?
Yo, Reclusi in the comments. Like, I don't know what you're trying to say, but clearly you're not like a philosopher.
Actually,
well.
Not a philosopher
actually,
either.
hold on. Reclusy
definitely not a
actually
philosopher.
He actually is a philosopher. He is going to
I don't
study
know,
philosophy.
I've been reading his comments, and I don't think.
Oh, wait, he is?
Yeah, I'm
Why don't
pretty
you
sure
come
he
up?
is. He's definitely a lot more philosophically educated than me, even, and I think Ian too.
Oh.
Like, literally is a
Oh, they
philosopher.
are.
I'm gonna steal your picture.
Yeah, they said, do they go by they or he?
I said I'm gonna steal your picture.
I think it's him.
He, him. I'm doing PhD for... Nice. I know more medical things. Wait, why am I big straight? Wait a second.
It's
Just a cute little.
Waiting for Herbert to answer.
That is so cute.
So this is
When
a
were you
Marvel
karyotyped?
rollback.
What is the relevance between my chromosomes and what I'm saying? I never once argued that sex is determined by chromosomes.
Dusty, what are you pulling up random pictures for?
Sex is determined by developmental biology.
It's
What are
determined
the
by
5
sex
sex
characteristics.
characteristics?
What?
What are the 5 sex
So
characteristics?
cute.
I don't accept that we classify sex based off of 5 sex characteristics.
But
do you
you just
classify
used
sex
those
as?
characteristics to
You just
discern what
said
I was.
XY is.
No, I can tell you how I categorize sex and how a lot of scientific consensus categorizes sex.
Okay. Say it.
Yeah, so like for example, the female would be over denoting the sex that produces large gametes.
That is a sex characteristic.
Yeah.
So denoting of means you identify with these sex characteristics, which would include trans people.
Yeah,
No, it
denoting
doesn't.
very quickly becomes very
just-
arbitrary. Like, I'm sorry, but it is
Contradict
just
yourself
simply
in
very
speaking.
arbitrary because denoting, you can define that in a huge number of ways, and people are simply going to disagree on how we're talking about that.
Well, I mean, you can ask me. What do I take denote to mean? Denote would mean to indicate
Oh,
a
I'm just
significant.
talking about like in a medical sense or like just a sense of that denoting is in itself an arbitrary word. What we're
Okay,
doing
how?
is we're basically looking at society and we're like, well, you look female enough, so we're gonna throw you in with them and not because like it is really hard to actually like basically get a good like definition of male versus female that would even come in line with like to fit like 99.9% of people.
Can we acknowledge that you like
This is
instantly contradicted yourself though?
wait, hold on. You can wait. I'll let you say your point. Just give me a sec. Denoting is not based off of a like society, like how society views you. Denoting is based on your phenotype, like all of your visual observable characteristics, aka your phenotype. So like this is an extremely biological term. This will encompass every single organ, every single physical manifestation that exists in your body.
So yeah, they're talking about physical things, but at what point does somebody become a male versus female is just completely arbitrary.
Okay.
Like, when
If
they
you're
have
asking,
more-
it's if they denote the sex that produces large or small gametes.
Which are
Otherwise,
5 sex characteristics.
yeah, I don't accept that there's 5 sex characteristics.
Then why are you using them?
I never once brought up 5 sex characteristics.
Well, they're simply
Large
are
and small
because-
gametes are 2 of them.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
there's-
technically, there would be one. That's one characteristic of sex.
Okay, that is true. That's just one.
Yeah,
But
fair
there's other
enough.
things
My
like chromosomes. There's genetics. There's
And he did bring up chromosomes. So
Physiology.
chromosomes and gametes are 2 of them right there.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. Why would chromosomes be deterministic of your sex? Why should I accept this?
Because if you don't have a Y chromosome, you can't grow a
Exactly.
penis. Like that is just one of the few
Are you
things that
sure?
we know. I'm
Are you
pretty
sure?
sure that you can't grow an actual like proper penis if you don't have a Y chromosome.
It won't function right.
Have you
Yeah,
heard
it
of
won't
Della
work.
Chappelle syndrome?
It won't
Only one or the
function
other
correctly.
functions.
It is really strange that someone accepts intersex people but is transphobic.
Have you heard of Della Chappelle or Swire syndrome?
Yes,
Yeah.
but they're not. With
They're
Swire
non-functioning.
with Swire syndrome, they don't. Some don't even have something that would be akin to a phallus. Like my fiance, who has Swire syndrome, only had testicular tissue and XY chromosomes, but with other characteristics was female. So you can't entirely bring Swire syndrome into this because they don't have anything to do. Well, some may have something akin to a phallus, but it's not gonna be like a working phallus or even be connected to the urethra, from what I know.
Are there people with Swire syndrome that have a male phallus? Yes or no?
They have something akin to it, but it is not. It is not functioning like an actual phallus would, due to they still have characteristics of the vaginal organs.
So do they have a penis or no?
They usually
They
don't
would
even
not-
have sperm.
Okay, no,
Would
but
not
you're
be-
saying they have
it
something
would
that's
not-
akin.
Hold on. It would not be counted as a phallus. No, they would consider it a large enlargement of the clitoris, but they would not consider it a phallus. That would not be under the alignment
That's-
of a phallus.
That's not true.
So can you give
No,
me a
that
place
is.
where they call? Can you
So,
give me a
um,
thing where it says they consider it as a phallus instead of an enlargement clitoris?
Yeah, so an enlarged clitoris would entail that there is no urethra that goes through it.
Yes.
And that's what Palm just
And so
said.
you're saying that
What I just
a
said.
person with Swire syndrome with a phallus that's akin to a penis is an enlarged clitoris.
It would be. Yes, it would be an enlarged
I mean,
clitoris because
okay,
the
so
clit-
in the
An
first
enlarged
place-
clitoris with a urethra that
Hey,
goes through
host is
it.
trying to speak. Host
Yeah, I was
is
just
trying to
gonna
speak.
say that like the clitoris and the penis are like literally just the same organ, just in different
Wait.
development like ways. Like they're
Wait,
literally-
Also, that's not true. There's people with Swyer syndrome that can develop typical male phalluses. What?
So small correction to what I said too. You can have XX and grow actual penis, or what appears to be a phallus, at the very least. But it's just because you have an SRY gene, which is like a typicality of a Y chromosome. But if you just XX and you don't have the SRY gene, you cannot.
Okay, so clearly we can't really determine sex based off of X and Y chromosomes, right?
We
Because
can't
it's
actually-
deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
Here's
You
the
just
funny
admitted that.
part, is that we can't determine sex off of one single characteristic at all.
Okay, that's fine. I can accept that. But you just said that we can determine. There's 5 characteristics that determine someone's sex, and one of those characteristics are someone's chromosomes. And I think that that's
Typically.
wrong because we just outlined an example where chromosomes would say one thing, but clearly a different phenotype developed.
Well, that was just because of the inclusion of the SRY gene, which is like a male dominant gene.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, the principle is not sufficient. Because you and I are both acknowledging that it's deeper than just X and Y chromosomes. There's SRY gene, there's SOX9 gene,
Yeah.
there's like gene mutations, there's androgen insensitivity syndrome, there's all of this stuff. It's way deeper than just chromosomes, right?
Yes.
Yes, there's 5 characteristics.
No one is denying this. No one
Okay.
is
We've
denying
We've been in agreement with that since
No, but-
the fucking start.
The part that I disagree with is using chromosomes as one of the 5.
We
It's
never
one of
said
the-
that was.
I kind of implied
Oh,
it,
really?
but it's
You never said that was?
it's genetics that are important in this at that point.
Wait, did you really just say you guys never argue that chromosomes are
No.
determinants of sex?
Genome is much more important than like so part of your chromosomes are part of your genome, and your
Okay, I agree with that.
the actual chromosomes that you have contain your genome, which can include or not include things such as the SRY gene and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's
I
a
don't
little
see
bit
any
more
absurdity.
complicated. But yeah, so it's I would just classify genomics and chromosomes as
Phenotype?
the same like group.
No, they're not. They're not the same at all.
Well,
Chromosomes
so-
are not the same as genome.
They're
Chromosomes
part of your
refer
genome.
to.
Yeah, I understand what chromosomes are. They're part of
They're
your genome.
they're not part of your genome. They're a manifestation of your genome. Chromosomes are literally just your DNA just curled up really tight. Exactly. Chromosomes contain the genomes.
Yes.
So we classify these chromosomes, like for example, we classify X chromosome and X and a Y chromosome. Clearly,
Like an
I'm
XY.
sure you guys can agree with me at this point. Clearly, the X or the Y isn't really significant to which sex this person is. It's the genome. The host just admitted that it's the genome, not the X or Y chromosomes.
That's what we've been saying.
Yeah, nobody's disagreeing with that.
We never once disagreed with that. You misunderstood us and we tried to correct it, and then we got off topic, and then we had to get back on topic and fix
Holy
it.
moly!
And then by that point, everything had gotten scrambled.
Then what was the point of arguing that someone someone without a Y chromosome cannot develop a male phallus?
Oh, I said that and then I corrected myself because I literally looked it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Stoke fixed. So what pronouns do you use? I keep forgetting.
He, him. I'm just a cis.
Yeah.
no, I said
white
any
guy.
pronouns. I'm not white. I'm Asian.
I think they're asking me.
I said stoat.
Oh, my bad.
All good.
But yeah, and then like what are the other 5 categories that you guys would use? Sorry, the other 4.
Sex, secondary, primary and secondary sexual characteristics, large and small gametes, and chromosomes. I think
Okay, there we go. How do we determine sex based off of secondary sex characteristics? That's another thing that I don't agree on. There's chromosome and there's secondary sex characteristics. These both are absurd. Why do we categorize sex off of secondary sex characteristics?
Because these
said
would come
first.
around. Because these would come around from certain things you develop from your sex, such as like estrogen. Typically, females would produce more estrogen, which would produce the secondary sex characteristics of the chest.
Right.
Also, technically, the parts of the vagina would be considered a secondary sex characteristics as well.
Like?
Which are
Like?
The clitoris.
The clitoris is a primary sex characteristic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's a
Oh,
secondary.
okay.
Wait, actually, wait. I actually could be wrong. Let me see.
Hold on, let me
I
pull
thought
it
it
up.
was secondary.
Oh,
I could be
you're
wrong.
right. No. Like
I'm looking it up.
uterus and fallopian tubes are the primary, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was the clitoris. Maybe I was wrong.
No. I was sorry. No, I was wrong. I'm pretty sure. My bad.
Wait, primary sex characteristics are organs that aid in the reproductive process and
Yeah,
they're organs that are present at gestation.
See, I don't think we should do that because there's also cisgender women, women who are assigned female at birth, who are born without some primary sex characteristics, including that of a uterus and ovaries.
Yeah, they would still be a female though because they have other things that denote the production of large gametes.
So like your thing is gametes?
Yeah,
That's
it's-
your like sole determiner?
Well, yeah, sex is based off of which gamete you produce. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I determine
well,
sex based off of gametes.
Regardless, no trans person is saying that they're a different sex.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
this is kind of irrelevant. Like,
That's
how
fine.
did we get on this? I don't know.
Yeah, so in terms of secondary sex characteristics, these are characteristics that arise after, these are primarily after puberty, right?
Yeah.
We agree on that?
Yeah, these are things that can
So
be
this-
influenced by puberty.
Yeah, so this would encompass like things like breasts,
Hmm
pubic hair.
So facial hair, body shape, voice deepening, they're not directly reproductive, but they help us kind of distinguish between sexes.
Okay,
There's
there's
probably a huge number of them that we are literally just not mentioning because estrogen and testosterone do a huge amount of things to the body. A lot of them are
Right.
very small, but they're technically like secondary sex characteristics.
Right, and that leads me to the problem, like why I find this to be absurd. When it comes to secondary sex characteristics, there's not a secondary sex characteristic that's exclusive to females or males. There's obviously going to be males that have gynecomastia, which are also breasts. There's going to be females that have, more testosterone than a typical man, even more muscles, facial hair.
Yeah, like before I started HRT, my testosterone was like 0.6 milligrams, and like the average is like 0.20 to 0.06 milligrams, and the average is point.
Exactly. So like there's some like variation that we can see within both the
Yeah, so
sexes in terms of secondary sex characteristics. It's not it's not exclusive to one category. I mean, it's not exclusive to females, not exclusive to males. So how could we classify sex by something that both of these sexes can have?
Because sex is not like
The characteristics are not like determination.
it's not two
deterministic.
Wait,
poles.
say that again?
Yeah, so these are characteristics that usually align, but don't necessarily.
I don't understand like your point.
So like you can have a female who like somebody who's assigned female at birth who has testes.
Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah,
A female that has testes.
at least testicular tissue. Yeah, it's
Okay, I think that's true because
They're
testes are actually. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Testes are formed by hormones. Actually, they're not formed by SRY gene.
yeah, that's actually Sawyer
See-
syndrome, I believe.
Yes, that's Swire
Yeah.
syndrome.
That is very much so Swire syndrome.
I was pretty sure I knew that one. That Swire syndrome is one of the ones that I think know by name.
Yeah, and Herbert, just to correct some information, hormones alone are not, SRY gene is partially responsible. Hormones aren't solely responsible because people on HRT, if they're not intersex already, if they're on testosterone, they're not going to develop testicular tissue if they don't have it already.
Yeah, that's true. This is only in gestation, like in.
So you would agree it does have something to do with the SRY gene and not just hormones.
Oh no, 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 no. Like, okay, so in utero, when the fetus has like undifferentiated by potential glands, um, testes are not part of the Wolffian structure. Testes are they develop from the gonadal ridge, which is basically initiated by the presence of testosterone and androgens.
So
That's
you're
all I'm trying to
saying,
say.
oh, so you're saying it's hormone based in utero, not.
Yes, only in utero.
Okay, now it's making sense. But those hormones will only happen in utero if the SRY gene is there. Like, if it doesn't recognize the SRY gene, then it's not gonna produce those hormones. So the SRY gene
Wait, I
is
don't.
partially responsible,
Wait, let me think about that. I don't know if that's true.
even in utero. Yes, that's why females in fetuses don't get the same hormone washes in utero as male fetuses. It's because of the SRY gene.
Wait, one second. I'm gonna just do it quickly. I'm gonna do a Google search.
Go
But
for
like
it.
the fact that HRT does give you second puberty, so like you go through the other puberty, and like your hormonal sex is that of your gender.
Correct.
Like, why does that work if trans people are not? Like, human bodies are not like this binary. Sex is not a binary.
I think part of the problem about sex is that we simply just use external genitalia to sign it. That is what is primarily used. Like it is, it's like you just look at it and they're like, this person has a penis. This person doesn't have a penis. Like this is how it's basically done. Like it's really really stupid simple how we determine what we assign somebody at birth. But in reality,
better at sex than
it's-
cis guys.
Right, and like there are females that don't have male typical secondary sex characteristics until they hit puberty, and then they develop. And so, like, if you don't understand what your sex characteristics are going to turn out like later in life, then you're not really properly able to diagnose everyone with an intersex condition that has one.
Donkey
Okay, wait.
Kong.
We should stay linear. I feel like we just like went off track. Hella. How is it the case that we determine sex based off of secondary sex characteristics? I don't think anyone responded.
Well, I don't think we do.
One said that.
Yeah, we don't determine
I don't
sex
think
based
you're
off it. It's
hearing
part of.
something.
It's just a characteristic of sex.
So what is it? Is this like a cluster categorization or?
It's the 5 sex characteristics. It's just one of them.
They're just parts
Like,
of,
it's a-
of sex.
Yeah, when
It's
you
a
say
bipedal spectrum.
when you say it's more complex, we're saying yes, unless you're considering all 5 of the sex characteristics, you cannot determine somebody's sex.
Or you're just looking at partial picture at that point, basically. Which then you couldn't. But yeah, like we don't actually use these. We only use one of these, to assign sex at birth. It just
Okay, but okay, the content. I get what you guys are saying, but my contention is like, how can we look at breasts and say that this is a female categorization?
it's typically female.
Yeah, I agree that it's typically
Okay.
female,
No,
but
that's
there's
all
males that
matters.
have breasts. There's
That's
males that have breasts.
all these are typicalities.
Is
You're
it
like,
typical?
I don't think you're understanding. We're saying these are not like definitive thing. Where there's 5 sex characteristics and almost nobody has.
I understand that it's not definitive. It's not like one of these are like necessary or sufficient conditions, but well, I mean they are sufficient conditions,
just
but
said.
regardless.
That's what they just said. What they're saying is that you don't need to have all 5 characteristics to be classified under that sex umbrella. But at the same time, yes, one is not all you need to do that either. We're saying that nobody has them all.
I understand that. Okay, I'm not
Really
trying
quickly,
to.
I
I'm
just want to
saying
say hi, Birdie.
Explain this like several times now.
no. I get what you guys are saying. I think you guys are just misunderstanding what I'm saying. Like, I know that you guys are saying that it's not like one of these characteristics will determine your sex, obviously.
Then what are you asking?
And if you don't have this characteristic, that's not like going to be the arbiter. That's not going to decide which sex you are. But what I have in contention is using things like breasts as one of those standards to begin with. Like, I'm making more of like a meta, like a meta contention. Like, I'm looking from a bird's eye view. Like, why are we even using breasts or chromosomes as? I mean, you guys change your position on chromosomes, but why are we using breasts and like facial hair as something as a factor that decides sex in the first place? I think that that's absurd.
Well,
I agree. We shouldn't.
It doesn't.
I don't think any of us said we should.
The only
Well-
thing we in fact actually do is use external genitalia for 99.9. Even like people with intersex conditions, we just use external genitalia. But sometimes that there's, you know, it's clear that we all agree that sex is a little bit more complicated than this, you know, AB binary. It's clearly kind of complex. There's a lot of things that go into it, and there's
No, it's a
different-
binary.
Well,
not.
I mean, so I can make anything a binary by arbitrarily defining it as a binary.
Well, you're gonna have to demonstrate how my definitions are arbitrary.
Well, it's clear that these things are not binary because there's obviously people who kind of float towards the middle.
Like, if somebody has
Yeah.
3 sex characteristics that are male and 2 that are female, like, that's part of a bimodal distribution. It's not either all male or either all female. It's in the middle.
Okay,
That's
so
what we mean.
can I just ask, what does a bimodal distribution entail?
2 humps.
They just-
2 humps and then like some data points that basically don't fall within these 2 humps and like fall within the middle, right?
Well, yeah, it's two.
They still
it's
fall
two
under
normal
them,
and-
just
There's-
less people do.
Yeah, so we see
Wait,
these
wait,
normal,
that's contradicting.
Do you know what a normal
No. Do you know what a
distribution looks
bell
like?
curve is?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Bell curve has nothing to do with this.
It does. If you have 2 bell curves that overlap in the middle, where they're both at low points, that means you're going to have less people being in that middle place. That's what a bell curve entails. But people do fit in that middle.
Okay, so are you saying that in the very middle of this, like, picture like the graph, in the very middle of this graph, are there people that don't fall into the male and female category?
Yeah, but because there are 5 sex characteristics, you're gonna either have, like, even the people closest to the middle are gonna have like 3 of one sex and 2 of another. But the ambiguity is kind of what you're gonna see in the middle.
So like I'm confused, like, so yes or no, like, are there gonna be people that fall into the 2 categories?
Technically, you are either intersex female or intersex male.
Right. So all
So-
examples will fall within male and female, right?
Technically, no, because you can't look at somebody who has 3 sex characteristics that are male and 2 that are female and say that they fall in one or the other fully, because they don't.
Okay, so I like I said, I still don't grant that we categorize sex based on 5 characteristics. So like I think an easy way to do this is
You
just-
disagree with science, then? Sorry, bro.
I think an easy way to do this is like, can you demonstrate like a case or like an intersex condition in which like the sex traits are like completely ambiguous and we can't tell which sex this individual
I
falls?
wish Kitty Snake was here.
I was about to say, a good friend of mine, Solid Snake, has a condition called overtesthesis, overtesthesis DSD, and with overtesthesis, they are usually very just ambiguous. They tell their sex or put them male or female based on the majority of characteristics they have, such as a friend of mine, she's put as female because she does have menstrual cycles and have more characteristics working as female, but has characteristics of male as well, such as a phallus and parts of testicular tissue, I believe. They had both parts of ovarian and testicular tissue. And the only reason they're categorized as female is because they had more traits going there. but overall their traits were ambiguous. And most people with overtestosis are ambiguous, and the doctor decides if they're male or female based on what trait is more. Such as they have one trait that's more male, they would be put into the male category.
Are you talking about ovotestes?
Yes, overtestosis.
You mean ovotesticular?
Yes. It has many.
Ovotestasis, yeah.
It has many names.
Yeah, but if you look at the screen, you'll see what we were saying about bell curves that overlap in the middle. And that being the proper scientific representation of sex. And you'll see an improper representation of sex at the bottom where it's binary, and there's a big gap in the middle where they're not considering intersex folks that fall in the center there.
Yeah, that's what's in contention right now. Like, that's what I'm trying to explore right now.
So you think that binary is the way that it is, that
Exactly.
people with ovotestesis don't exist because they'd
Yeah.
be in the middle of the bimodal spectrum that's at the top?
Wait, let me just glance over.
Overtestosis, by the way, it used to be called true the H word. I'm not actually going to say that.
Yeah, you don't have to.
No, I'm not going to. They used to be called the true H word because they would be born with both testicular and ovarian tissue, but the gametes would not, like, both gametes would not produce because that is physically impossible for humans to do. They are ambiguous, and unlike other DSDs such as Swyer syndrome, from what I know, everyone with Swyer syndrome is put into the female category. With overtestosis, they don't have a strict category they put people into because it is so ambiguous, and it can be different for everyone. There are cases where some people have a lot more male attributes than female, but still have testicular and ovarian tissue. There are cases where they have they can have periods and stuff like that, but they would have external genitalia more male. It's just extremely ambiguous with overtestosis, and it's going to look different each case because the development is going to look just different. Because the way my friend developed is going to be a little bit different than how someone else developed with overtestosis.
Do you know what ovotestes is?
Yes, I do. That's what I've been.
That's okay.
It's
I'm
basically
sorry
a
to
class.
interject really quick, Herbert. There's an intersex person in the chat, and I feel like we definitely should be listening. I know we should definitely be listening to intersex people when it comes down to this, because we're talking about whether or not they exist. And so Mary said, as an intersex person, it's a bimodal spectrum, and I just want to bring light to that. She's welcome up. If she's not free to be up, that's also fine. But like, hi, Mary, and thank you for being here, and thank you for giving us your time and education as always.
That's not an argument. That doesn't actually demonstrate that the conclusion is true. That's also what we would call an anecdotal fallacy. That's just like,
She's in the comments, dude. Like, what do you
I
expect her
know.
to like exceed the comment limit somehow? Like,
No,
there's
no,
only
no.
so much that she can say from the comments right now.
Listen,
And I don't care if you do not want to center intersex people in a conversation about intersex people. I will still center intersex people here. Okay.
It's not that I disregard what she's saying because she's intersex. It's because, in principle, if we argue that just because I'm intersex, like for example, I'm intersex, so whatever I say about intersex is correct, that's not logically sound.
What is logically sound is that people with certain conditions typically know a lot more about the conditions that they have that you don't than you do.
Okay, so typically,
Typically they know a lot more about it than you would, somebody who doesn't have the condition.
right? It's still an error in logic. It doesn't actually bring anything substantive to the conversation.
I didn't say it proved everything. Have you been
I don't
listening
know
to
why
me?
we're still talking
Okay,
about
sorry,
sex.
anyway.
Yeah, here's
Since
something too.
sex
So,
and gender are not the same thing.
so in order for you to affirm that there is a binary, you'd have to say that there's some characteristic that only females have or that only males have,
Yes.
which is
Doesn't exist.
Over denoting the sex that produces large gametes.
no. So that's arbitrary. That's not one individual.
Yeah.
Demonstrate how that's
Denoting includes
Demonstrate how that's
trans folks.
arbitrary.
So what you're doing is it's instead of having like this or this gap right here, what you're doing is you're just taking a line and you're just fucking drawing it, and then you just say you go that way, you go this way, and this is yes, that's good enough. That is what you're doing.
It doesn't show how it's arbitrary. Do you know what it means for something to be arbitrary?
Yeah, where the fuck does this line belong?
No. Do you know what it means for something to be arbitrary?
Yes, it's just kind of, not based off of anything.
Well, it's based off of like personal, like my personal whim, like my personal choice.
Herbert,
It's
I have a question.
So could you demonstrate how me defining female and male
I have a
as
question,
over denoting the
Herbert.
sex that produces large gametes?
Yeah, so
Something that's
Herbert.
based off of my personal.
Herbert, what does this have to do with, and Keaton, you'll have to get rid of your notes real quick. What does this have to do with the topic that's on the screen right now?
I was just saying that like we define woman and men as female, adult human female, adult human male.
And if you're saying that females and males are of or denoting, then you're either including trans people unintentionally, or I mean, I don't know here. Like,
Well, it just happens to not include trans people.
so it says you're conflating sex and gender, but it says the primary driver of anti-trans policies is not the protection. Sorry, it's hard for me to read with everybody up here. Is not protection, but something failure to comprehend the life or death stakes of non-affirmation.
Yeah.
So what is conflating sex and gender have to do with the fact that it's not protection, but rather than your lack of understanding its life or death?
No, my initial contention. Sorry, my initial contention was that it's not based off of a profound failure to comprehend life or death stakes of non-affirmation.
well, you
It's based on the
simply-
fact that it's based on the fact that we define things in certain ways. We have our own semantic reductions of what words mean. And
So wait,
it happens to be the case. Hold on, wait.
I'm
It
just
happens to
gonna
be the case
interrupt
that
you
trans
here.
people don't.
Are you arguing that
satisfying.
semantics are more important than fucking people's lives? Because that's what you're implying.
I have to go
Um,
drive, so I'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye,
Astrid. Thanks
Astrid.
for coming.
Bye.
Also gave them in the comments. I disagree that it.
Are you having a conversation with the
trans people.
comments or with us?
Sorry. Okay, I'll stick to the conversation. My bad.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I low-key forgot where we were at. What would you say?
So wait, so
I'm-
do semantics matter when we're talking about life and death situations? I would argue that they just simply don't. I think I would just take that as reductio if you care about semantics more than people's lives.
No, I think that in terms of having a coherent debate or argument, I think it's
simply
important that
just
semantics.
don't care
Hold on, wait.
about semantics.
Semantics
and the
are
life and death
semantics
situations.
are fundamentally important to actually having a conversation.
But people's lives are more important than that.
Okay, but so is this a semantical dispute or is this a dispute in logic? Like, do you have a dispute with the semantics that I'm using, or is it the logic?
No, I'm just saying that it simply is. It's not a like I have a symmetry breaker where I could care less about your semantics because of the fact that there's life and death stakes at play. It does not matter what we semantically
wait.
call trans men and women. It
Saying that
simply
you
does
don't-
not matter. I simply do not care if you consider them men or women. At the end of the day, their lives are more important than if you consider them men or women. That is what I'm saying.
Herbert, how
Okay, wait,
old are you?
Wait, saying that semantics, saying that you don't
check,
care
how old
about
are
the
you?
hold on, wait, saying that you don't care about the semantics that I use don't actually invalidate the semantics.
Yeah, I simply
How
just
old are
do
you,
not
Herbert?
care, and you should care about people's lives
20.
more than your semantics. Do you think that you should care about people's lives more than semantics?
I think it's important to stay logically sound in an argument.
Answer the question. Do you think that you should care about your semantics more than people's lives? Because if you're going to consider your own semantical views over people's lives, then I would just think that's crazy.
Well, how is me retaining to some semantic view
Because the
putting people's lives in jeopardy?
The semantic view leads to non-affirmation, which leads to life and death outcomes. It puts people's lives at risk. It leads to worse outcomes. It costs them money. It leads to drug abuse. It leads to risky sexual behavior. All just because of the semantics. So I simply do not care about the semantics because of the result that that comes out of them.
Yeah, just to get things clear, like obviously I don't want any trans people to be in like any type of bad situation. I care for them as human beings. But if it's the case that people are in life or death situations because I decide to call a woman an adult human female, I don't think that that is that's not my fault. Like really, like that's just like
You just don't understand science because you talk about semantics and all this shit. We're using scientific definitions so that we can stay consistent, and you just don't like them. You just don't like them. Hi, Mary. Welcome out.
what definition did you provide? You didn't provide any definition
Yeah,
in this
because
whole
I
debate.
simply don't care about definitions when it comes to life or death situations. It's almost
Period.
like what we call people doesn't matter when their lives are at risk. That is why I simply kind of don't care at the end of the day. I simply don't have any fucks to give because people don't give a fuck about these people's lives. So I don't care about their views because people's lives are at risk.
That's a very destructive way to think.
I think it's more destructive when you have police dragging people out of bathrooms, just because of how they look or their ID card. I think it's weird
Absolutely.
and harmful for police to only check other certain people's IDs because they look more masculine, and they have to make sure that their ID card says female, which is happening here in Texas, and people have been dragged out in handcuffs. That is more harmful than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna give
agree
the Herbert. I'm gonna give the talking stick to Mary. We're gonna let Mary say her piece
Yeah,
because she
Herbert.
just joined.
Okay, go
Herbert,
ahead.
I just want to say a few things to you. First of all, I am old enough to be a grandmother.
Okay.
And here's the thing, Herbert. I don't know why at 20 years old you are not a kind person, Herbert.
What? I think I'm pretty kind.
I wasn't done speaking, Herbert. Do you have manners?
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I would hope that your mother and grandmother and aunts and sisters would have taught you some manners. Don't overspeak a woman. It's disrespectful, Herbert.
I think it's more like don't overspeak anyone. It's not just like women, it's like men too.
Once again, a man silencing the voice of a woman, Herbert. Men over speak us all the time, Herbert. And you know what's sad, Herbert? It's the 19-20, under 25 men that are doing that to women. And it's disheartening that you at a young age could care about how someone identifies. It's less than 1% of the population, Herbert. Go enjoy your life. Go to school. Go touch grass. Go educate yourself. Why
Hey, I'm in
are you
school.
so why are you so focused on debating the existence of someone and who they are? Not all women are females and not all men are males. Science says this. So why are you so focused on one definition? We can't, Herbert, we can't put everybody into a box A or a box B because none of us are like that, Herbert. You want to put everybody into a box A or a box B. I'm sorry, I don't fit into that box. Neither does a transgender person. Neither does a non-binary person. But we exist, Herbert. Science supports this. And if you don't want to understand the science at 20 years old, that's a you problem. That's a you problem, Herbert. And I've seen you in these spaces, Herbert. Not the first time I've seen you in these spaces. So why are you so obsessed with fighting the existence of another human being, Herbert? Go be a better person, Herbert. Seriously.
I appreciate that you're passionate about this. The thing
I'm
is,
passionate because there's laws against me, Herbert.
We're
I'm
passionate.
passionate.
We're
thing
passionate about
is-
this.
Passionate,
Hold on.
Herbert.
Can
No,
I
Herbert.
add something? No, this is host real quick. I'm gonna add in real quick. that we're passionate about this, because the people who are harmed by this sometimes cannot be passionate because they're dead. That's why we care. We shouldn't
Herbert,
have-
are there laws against you? Herbert, are there laws against you?
What do you mean against me? Like that
No,
restrict me?
so correct me. You are a cisgender heterosexual man, correct? If I'm wrong, please correct me.
I guess, sure.
Are there any laws against you? Against your
Like against meaning like
identity? No, Herbert. Against your gender identity? Against your ability to get health care? Do you have any laws that are against you in this country, Herbert?
I mean, just based on the fact that I'm a male, yeah.
What law? Tell me.
Yeah, so basically, in Canada, right? If if the queen, I mean, sorry, it's the king now. If the king decides that the country is under siege, they do reserve the right to draft males between the ages of 18
Okay,
and
Herbert, I
something.
am talking about in the United States, there is 1,014 laws.
It's even
and
worse in the United
100
States.
No, Herbert, I live in the United States. That's what affects me right now, Herbert. Okay, there are 1,014 laws against a community that is 1%, Herbert, and 125 of those laws have passed, affecting our healthcare and our ability in against our basic human rights and our identity of who we are. I don't exist according to the U.S. government, Herbert. Anybody that is non-binary, transgender, or intersex, the government doesn't believe we exist. This is why we are passionate, Herbert. My life is on the line every day. Any transgender person, non-binary, anybody that is part of this community, our life is on the line every day, Herbert. So why did you say, hey, what can I do to help you, instead of fighting against us as a good human being?
Well, okay, I'll engage with like the talking points that you brought up. I mean, you said that science says that there's men who are not male, there's women who are not female. Science as like a study has nothing to do with with how words mean.
Give me a .gov or a .edu, an edu that supports your claim that a transgender woman isn't a woman.
Listen,
Right? Give me
just-
your science, not your feelings or opinions. Give me a .gov or a .edu to support that a transgender woman isn't a woman and that sex and gender are the same.
listen. I'm saying this in the best I'm saying this in good faith, and I want you to try to like understand my like the rhetoric, like what I'm saying. Okay, in terms of science, they don't focus on determining what words mean. Okay, that's in a completely different branch of studies. Science just has to do with like facts that we can observe within biology and nature.
All right, listen, Herbert. I have
It has
a question
nothing to do with
based on that.
semantics.
I have a question. Okay, so do you think that the study of gender and the study of sex are the same science?
No.
Okay, so science has made the differentiation, and now we have different sciences that look into these things. Like, do you not understand that you're like, it's not science's job to like work with definitions and semantics, but they actually discover new things, have to make new words for them, and then make different studies for different things. Isn't that wild?
That doesn't argue what I said. I mean, okay, so semantics is scientific, or is it sociological?
Science can look at semantics because in order for scientific definitions to hold any weight, they have to have consistencies across the literal globe, or else you cannot repeat studies. You cannot look for certain consistencies if you can't communicate these things clearly, right? So they have to be able to determine these different things in order to create different studies for them. Like, I don't understand what you're not hearing, not understanding.
It is true that science must use logically consistent semantics in order to stay coherent. But the question is, or the contention is science the study that actually studies and delves into the studies of what words mean?
You are literally okay. That's not the relevant question. The relevant question
That's
is
my
does
claim.
does science deal with semantics ever?
Of
Yes,
course they
do.
Of course.
That's like the whole
everything that
point.
involves
So that
language
means
does.
your point isn't relevant.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Yeah,
Like-
'cause- so I just don't care about semantics, literally at all. Like the whole field when people are dying over them. I simply just could care less. Sorry, I couldn't care less. All the fucks ran out. They ran out with the people who are fucking dying over this.
Okay, from a debate perspective, like that just like tells
From a
me
logical
that
perspective,
you just don't have a
don't-
position. And
What I'm hearing is that you just don't care about people dying.
no, of course I do.
So then drop your
It's
semantic
just-
bullshit.
No, it's just you don't have a solid foundation for a debate.
Yeah, so I'm not debating semantics.
Are
Because
you
of the facts.
debating?
Yeah, I'm debating, but semantics, like I said, do you think that do you agree that semantics do not matter compared to people's lives? Because it's very, very clear to me. Like I would change my semantic view if people were dying as a result.
Well, I mean, you're presupposing that my semantics makes people die.
We're not
I'm not
presupposing, we have proof
presupposing
for it.
This is observed. There's data for this.
Evidence, not proof. Sorry.
Regardless, in order to have like a coherent debate, you need to be able to establish semantics. And you saying that like you don't care about semantics or like semantics are irrelevant when someone's dying doesn't actually
Right.
have anything to do with the fact that in order to have a debate, you need to actually establish semantics.
Okay, so Herbert, when did somebody's existence become a debate? My existence, anybody that is part of this community, when did our existence become a debate that you feel you have to come up in a debate?
Nobody
existence.
is saying that trans people are not people that don't exist in
Then what's your
physical,
argument?
tangible nature. We're saying that
What's your
we're saying
argument?
that trans people, they're not the gender that they claim to be.
Listen, Herbert.
Hold on,
Hey,
Herbert.
I'm gonna
trans
run
woman-
something on you. Can I run the if you don't think trans people are trans, then you don't think trans people exist thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Herbert, in a world where everybody is cisgender, do any trans people exist?
Where everybody is cisgender?
Yep. Do any trans people exist in
Necessarily.
that world?
No, they wouldn't exist.
Okay. And you don't believe that trans people are trans, right?
I could maybe accept it. I don't think that a trans woman is a woman. That's for sure. That's
Okay,
just a
so
man.
you don't think that trans people are the gender that they identify as.
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's what makes them trans. Newsflash. So when you don't believe that people can be trans, and in a world where everybody is cis, no trans people exist, you don't think that trans people exist.
Oh, okay. So I mean, it's not the case that I think that these people don't exist as human organisms. It's the case that I don't believe that the fact, or I don't believe that there is this fact about them that makes them a woman. Like for example,
Okay,
a trans
so
woman.
Herbert, that goes back to what I was asking you. You're basing it on your feelings, opinions. I want you to provide a .gov or a .edu to support that a transgender woman isn't a woman.
How is this based
Is
off
that
of
a-
my feelings?
It is your feelings. That's the whole point.
Demonstrate that.
Because we understand that science evolves. We understand that sex and gender are separate and that a male can be a woman and that a female can be a man, Herbert. Whether you choose to scientifically understand that, that's on you.
Exactly. And when Mary says we, she means the scientific community. You are disagreeing with science here. And that's what it all comes down to. Also, I have a quick question, Herbert. If a family member came out to you as trans, would you accept them for who they are or no?
In order to keep things like calm and shit, I probably wouldn't really say anything, but I would know deep down that they're a man or a woman.
May I say something real
Wow,
quick?
Herbert.
Sorry. He goes, so Herbert says that we're not the gender that we claim we are. How do you guys know what gender we are to begin with? Because you claim we're a gender to begin with.
Yeah.
You claim that. You force that label onto us, and you just expect us to stick with that label because it's what someone put on top of us, and that is what society expects.
Exactly.
The reason why we tell people that we're not that gender is because when we grow up and we are able to comprehend life and comprehend who we are and our identity in general, we correct people. That is not us. Well, that is technically claiming, but that is us correcting people. You guys claimed it in the first place, not us.
Exactly. And Herbert,
So-
listen, how do you know you're a man?
Because I'm male.
Oh, so it's strictly down to like biology for you.
Well,
you don't,
actually,
you don't
no.
think that gender has anything to do with anything more
So
than
It would be a
Herbert,
conjunction. So wait. It would be a conjunction
Herbert,
between
it's-
the Hold on, wait. It would be a conjunction between the species, age, and sex.
Okay,
So-
so again, species, age, and sex doesn't include identity and actual gender. You think that gender is just
Yeah, because I
like
don't accept that identity is something
okay.
that we should.
Go ahead, Mary. Mary has the talking stick.
So, Herbert, I want you to tell me what it is to be a man without talking about your penis. What makes you a man without talking about your penis? Because I, as a woman, I don't look below my waist. That is my reproductive organs is not what makes me a woman. Herbert, I want you to tell me, without talking about your penis, what makes you a man?
Yeah, so maybe I'll just repeat myself. So it's a conjunction between three conditions. These three conditions would be age, species, and sex.
No, I'm not talking about your penis. Take your reproductive organs.
I don't know where I mentioned penis.
You said your sex, which is your reproductive organs.
I never. So sex means penis?
According
That's
to
one of them.
you literally said
Sorry, that's one of the sex characteristics. Yes. So
Yeah, that's a sex characteristic.
you're boiling it down to the 5 sex characteristics.
So-
You really think that your gender, the fact that you are a man, really only means that you have these male sex characteristics. And we don't think about that when we think about our gender.
Well, I mean, it's basic taxonomy, right? I mean, we refer to animals and their age all the time. I mean, like we can look at like
Are we like any other animals in the fact that we have gender? Like, do you think
no,
that
but
animals
we
have
are an
gender?
organism. No, but we are an organism, and we are due to be
Okay,
categorized
well,
in
listen.
in
now that-
categorizations that categorize organisms for what they
listen.
are.
Herbert. We are not just animals. We are not just organisms. Although we are these things, we have minds that are far beyond that of any other animals. So you're just saying it doesn't matter that we have gender as a construct when no other species does. It doesn't matter that we're more intelligent than other animals. We're just going to treat it the exact same way. Why would you do that when we have gender and no other species does?
When did I say that we are just animals and we just are like these like organisms? I never said that. I said
Certainly
I said
implied. You're talking about taxonomy. You're
Yeah.
dehumanizing us and relating us to animals.
no. I'm pointing out a valid fact that is true amongst humans. We are
Well,
animals.
it's
and we are
irrelevant then
organisms.
because taxonomy is about animals that are not human, and we are
Oh, really?
humans, in fact. So
Really, taxonomy is only about non-human animals.
I'd have to look
Well,
into it, but I
does
Well, that's
include-
not true.
Cole, I will,
That's
I
not
will
true.
correct you here. It is,
Yes,
it is
please.
about everything. But like generally when we're talking about like other animals, other animals don't have this idea of gender, so we don't use these gender terms. It's as simple as that. At least as far
Actually-
as we understand, we don't have chimpanzees might have gender terms. It's that's like the only one. Like some of our closest relatives might, but yeah, no other ones as far as we're aware have like gendered terms.
Okay,
And I certainly
I'll
don't see it in the way that like modern day like this idea of gender took hundreds of thousands of years to develop, as far as we're aware.
So you correlate that sex and gender are the same. That's your
never made that
reason.
argument.
Am I correct in that?
No, I never made that assertion.
Okay, so then why would you have an issue if you understand that sex and gender are separate? Then why would you have an issue understanding that a male could be a woman and a female could be a man? Why are you struggling with that? Because it's who they are.
Okay, you're just question begging. Let me just respond to like what the host said, or let me just like stay linear to the conversation we were having before. We use taxonomy to like to distinguish what an organism is. Like for adult human female, we use this exact same principle in order to refer to other organisms, like such as like a doe. A doe would be a young female deer. It's a conjunction between three facts about this organism. It would be the species, the age, and its sex. Okay, so doe has these three conditions. We use this exact same principle in order to categorize humans. Okay, so this is not some like random thing that we arbitrarily made up as humans. We use the system to basically distinguish or categorize humans in a more societally effective way, rather than just calling them adult females. Like
Okay.
we don't say, oh, look at this
correction,
adult
Okay.
female right here.
We
So
only
we-
have these gender terms for a very few number of animals compared to
We
and-
only have these gender
no,
terms
no,
for.
Well-
that's not even gendered. Age,
Yeah, it's-
sex, and species is not gendered. That's the thing you're missing. We have gender as a human species. So why are you just ignoring that is not just our age, our sex, and our species?
No, that's a straw man of what I was saying. I'm saying that we use this system, we use this principle of categorizing an animal or organism based on these three characteristics that are very they tell a lot of information about this organism. We use three things: age, sex, and
Okay,
but
listen,
the
Herbert,
organism.
I
Yeah,
agree with
there's-
that, but there's so much more to being human than just your age, your sex, and your species. So when we're talking about the intelligence aspect of things, like, yes, we can talk about our age, our sex, and our species, but we can also talk about our gender, which may or may not align with our sex. Therefore, you're just ignoring the gender aspect of being freaking human and saying, oh, we should treat it like we treat every other animal, as if there isn't a difference between us and every other animal.
Okay, humans having like extensive like personal like experience and like deep experiences and like qualia and etc. That's still compatible with how I taxonomically separate this animal with another animal. I don't see where like how that proves my categorization wrong. It can still be the case that we gender these things by adult human female, and also these things also have like deep experiences and like identities and whatever.
All right, go ahead, man.
Herbert, I really want you to provide to us scientifically, not just in your feelings, because all I'm hearing is, Phil Bro, my feelings, my opinions. You have yet to give us a .gov or a .edu to support that a transgender woman isn't a woman, that a transgender man isn't a man. What scientific proof do you have to back your claim? I am so sick of people. You don't have to prove you're cisgender. We don't ask for your karyotype. We don't ask for you to pull up .gov or .edu to say that you exist. So give us a .gov or .edu to support your claim that transgender women aren't women.
You want me to give you a government established website that basically
Listen.
establishes the semantics?
Okay,
of
Herbert,
men
the
being
next
adult-
thing I want to hear out of your mouth is a source. The next thing I want to hear out of your mouth is a source, because you are the one who said you wanted to stay linear. Well, I'm trying to keep you linear here. Let's talk about what Mary asked. Give us a source.
tell me you can't engage with rhetoric without telling me you can't engage in rhetoric.
Give us a source. Oh my gosh,
Why
I
don't
can
you
engage
engage with
science
the rhetoric?
though.
Why
I
don't
can
you?
engage with science. Give us a
You can't
source.
engage with my
Give
rhetoric.
us
You
a
can't,
Here's the
you
thing,
source.
can't debate with me.
Give us a
Herbert,
source.
Herbert,
Mary is the talking stick.
Herbert. You go from live to live to live to fight the existence. You literally say, "Oh, I don't believe you don't exist." But if you tell me that a transgender woman isn't a woman and science says differently, and back your fucking claim. I am so sick of Bill Bros like you.
Yeah, we could
Herbert,
also just ask why
who
ought we like to
continually
listen.
come into these spaces.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, this actually like proves a lot of things. Okay, like you guys. Wait.
Herbert,
Just
you
hear
don't
me
have
out.
the
Hear
talking
me
stick.
out.
Herbert, you do not have the talking stick. Mary was finishing speaking, and the host had something to say as well.
Savage wants to join, and they've been wanting to join for a very long time. I forget your. Oh, you're non-binary, so yeah, they, them. I think was them. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Savage, not you, Herbert. Let's go ahead, Savage.
Yeah, it's
Or
they them.
Salvage. Okay.
There's a few things that I've been adding on as we've went along. First of all, I want to correct the terminology thing that Herbert said. A doe refers to a female deer regardless of age. Typically, an adolescent is going to be referred to as a yearling or a fawn depending on its age. Second, if you want to debate biology, I know a lot. We also need a source. So
I'm down to have a debate on biology. Maybe my taxonomy on what a doe means was incorrect. Like I'm not like fucking. I don't know everything. Maybe I was referring to a fawn, a young female deer.
So yeah, and like doe, I just looked this up. Yeah, doe can refer to other animal species as well, such as hare, rabbits, rats, ferrets, and kangaroos. For I don't know.
Okay, a
Ferrets is a new one
stallion.
for me. Yeah.
A stallion.
Well, so but we were using doe as an example, but like I'm just pointing out that we kind of use these terms just to refer to like an animal that is of a particular gender or
Of a
sex.
particular gender.
Particular sex. I meant. I got them
Okay.
inflated in my mind.
So what's the contention?
Oh, that it's just kind of it's not referring to just one species like it does for or one like small category such
Okay,
as
let me just
woman and
verify
man
that.
too, because like I think that.
So,
Go ahead, Mary.
I was just gonna say, Herbert, go get your source. I'm sick of having this discussion. Go get your source.
I was about to butt in with the same thing, Mary. I really just want a single source, even one that actually supports his view, because the last source that was brought up to us by Op actually supported our view and not theirs. So I just want one source, Herbert. One.
also,
What did you want the source to prove?
.edu that supports your claim that a transgender woman isn't a woman. Are you listening, Herbert? We have asked for that.
Okay. Are there any
support
.gov sources that
transgender
talk
woman
about establishing semantics? Like, does this exist in the first place?
You can look at
We're not
medical
talking about
dictionaries.
semantics.
Does
Herbert,
there's
we're not
philosophy?
This is a
about
semantic dispute.
semantics.
No,
This is primarily a semantic
Because-
dispute.
I would reject this as a semantic
Your claim,
dispute
Herbert.
at the first place.
Why isn't it?
Because people's lives don't matter about semantics. They matter about doing what's right. And
Herbert,
at
just
this
source
point, I
it.
could
Just source it.
Herbert,
Just
why should we
source
even
it,
listen
dude.
to you in the first place? Like, why should we listen to you at this point when it's clear that you just don't care about other people's lives, at least to the point that your semantics are more important? Why should we listen to your semantics when people's lives are at stake?
It's a poor talking point.
Is it?
It's strong if you can't respond to it.
Yeah, it's pretty damning. Like, if I had a bunch of babies going to be put into a blender, or have my semantics, I'm going to abandon semantics in order to save people who are getting thrown into the fucking blender. I'm going to ask, why the fuck do we have a blender for babies in the first place? and be like,
And that's
huh,
analogous. And that's analogous to what I'm doing. I have a bunch of trans people in a blender, and
Herbert,
like, if I use these semantics, then these trans people will get blended.
actually,
Herbert,
kinda.
get your source,
Yeah.
please.
Source it up.
Herbert, put your money
Source it
where your
up.
mouth is.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like,
Absolutely.
maybe it's like
Because you don't
you
have
have
a
an issue
source,
with.
Herbert.
Herbert,
Yeah, I
what
don't
did
think
Mary
you know how
ask for?
sources work.
Herbert, I have a question. What did Mary ask you a source for?
Yeah, so Mary asked me for like a .edu or a .gov source that basically proves the assertion that a trans woman isn't a woman.
Okay, you understood and you finally heard her this time. Go find it.
Yeah, but why would a .gov
Go
or
find it.
article?
Go
Okay, wait.
find a source.
You
Okay,
guys are
Herbert.
very
Incredible
herd
source.
mentality.
Herbert, let me tell you why. Because if you go to .gov or .edu, those are peer-reviewed scientific research data.
That's
Where,
not true.
yes, it is.
.gov does not mean peer
Herbert, are
reviewed.
you that clueless?
.gov
you
or
that
.edu does not mean peer reviewed.
Yes, it does. Oh my, Herbert.
Just go give it a look anyway.
There's a
Even if you
distinction.
disagree,
It
just go
usually
see if you can
does.
find one source.
It usually does, unless if it's coming from the Trump admin. They're particularly bad about this.
Oh, it's
Honestly. So
peer
Herbert,
reviewed unless it's coming from
Herbert, even if you don't think that it will be peer reviewed coming from a .gov or .edu, find it anyway.
I think it just shows that you don't understand how sources work if you're trying to ask me
Find
for an
it
article
anyway.
that establishes semantics.
I
And
don't
also
think
it's
you can,
opposing-
Herbert. I think you're running your mouth because I don't think you
We're
can.
gonna get
Government-
more-
Herbert,
governments
I have
get a lot of-
something to say to you. Herbert, can I say something to you real quick? You have nothing. You have nothing.
We're just gonna start.
Go
We love it here.
go get scientific peer-reviewed data to support your claim because your rhetoric is harmful and it's so disheartening
Oh, the
at 20
rhetoric
years
that you
old.
can't engage with.
No, Herbert, it
The-
is so disheartening. You at 20 years old are this bigoted and hateful. It's so disheartening to me. You know? How about MYOB, Herbert? Let people just go live their lives and be who they are. Like, why do you feel you have to?
I don't
be a
actively do
Bill
things.
Bro. No. Hey, Herbert.
Hold on, this is a
Why do you
debate.
feel
Forum.
you have to? No, Herbert. Nobody's, once again, I have told you, nobody's existence is up for debate. And that's what you are debating. You are literally saying a
Wait,
transgender woman isn't a woman, a transgender man isn't a man, when science literally, factually disproves what you're saying. And I'm
Wait.
saying, Herbert, show us the money.
Trans people's identities are not up for debate, and then you guys have a whole debate panel up that talks about transgender people. Make it make
This
sense.
isn't a
Yeah, it
debate. This is a
shouldn't.
discussion. You're the one that wants to come up and debate, Herbert, because I see that's what you like to do. You like to follow the gender critical mind thought. Oh, let me make this talking point. Ooh.
No, I
let
don't
me make
follow
this
people.
talking
I'm not a sheep like some people in this call.
The projection
hold
is
on, hold on.
insane.
Yeah,
I just
Herbert,
you're a
happen.
Herbert, you just blindly follow your beliefs of what you've always seen a man and a woman are. You do not question it whatsoever. That is very, very clear to us at this point.
I don't think it's blind
so,
because
so
I
what
can-
is your source? Or we're gonna add to the
Wait,
dodge
wait.
counter.
It-
You get to
it's-
10
it's-
nearby. And you're gone.
Wait, it's not blind because I
that's
can
another.
substantiate
Dodge
every
number
word.
4.
That's- I
Herbert,
can
here's your
substantiate
next
every
chance
word
to-
that I'm saying.
Herbert, I'm going to mute you for your own sake, just so that you can maybe possibly have a chance out of this, okay? You get to 10, you're out. Give us a source, or it's adding to the dodge counter. Go ahead. It's your next chance. If you need to take time to look it up, go for it. Sorry.
Damn, you guys low-key have me in
Is it just
checkmate.
me or does he?
Dodge number 5.
No, I'm saying you guys have me in checkmate. Like you guys won.
Oh, we won? You're
Yeah.
conceding?
You're conceding that you
Herbert.
actually have no evidence? Wow.
Herbert, that's what we want you to provide your source to back up what you've been saying. And just show us the money. I mean, that's literally what it is.
the truth of the matter is that there's no .edu or government source that states like a proper semantic to use. They don't make any normative
Robert, you
websites that
have
tell
I
you.
guess
nothing.
that's 5 feet.
Robert,
they're
you
just
have
missing one.
nothing to support your claim. Just
No,
admit that. Concede
that-
to that.
asking me for something like that is akin to asking me give me a scientific study that proves that that mice are actually dogs. Like it's just ridiculous. It's just not tangible.
I
We
mean, we
do
can
not have
prove
any.
their we can prove their family line. Oh,
Yeah, no, but give me an article that actually connects those 2 points together and actually proves that they're not dogs. There is none, right?
actually, there's articles that can prove that they're not connected to the canine family.
Okay,
Yeah,
give
I mean
give
that's
me
what
a
they do with
source.
other
No,
animals.
no.
That's what they do with felines. They go through the they go through their family evolution. That's what they have done with panthers and lions and stuff.
That's
And you're
fine. That's
talking about
fine.
speciation, and we're not. We're talking about gender identity,
No,
not
I'm just
speciation.
listen to the rhetoric. Just listen to the rhetoric.
Once again,
Um,
the pivot. Go find your source.
We got a pivoting Perry here.
We are at 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, we can.
So wait, so pomegranate, can you or can you not?
I can go find a thing that says that rodents, the whole family line of rodents, if you need. Yes.
Oh, that's
No,
the
no, no.
wrong
I need
one.
you to find a source that actually proves that rats are not dogs. Like
I can
a
find a thing
.edu.
that
No,
says
no,
they're
no.
not canines.
Wait, a .edu or .gov article that actually like says that rodents are not dogs, like specifically.
We asked for your
Rodents,
source first.
dogs.edu.
Also, why would we even study this when it's not a phenomena occurring in our species? Like, why would we even have a scientific interest in this when there are phenomena that are commonly occurring within our species
The
that
point.
let me finish, that scientific research could actually add to, like gender identity?
The point that I'm making is that there's not going to be a .edu gov or .gov article for every single contention that exists in like any domain, right?
Claiming for
Um,
what you're
There
claiming,
are sources
Herbert,
on this.
yes.
Here's
Herbert, for
here's
what you're
dodge number
claiming,
7. Sorry.
yes.
With including like
You want
considering
to
the
make it
fact
8?
that
You
hold
want
on,
to make
wait,
it
wait.
8 that quick?
Including like considering the fact that that if a government makes like an anti-trans like political thing, then they'll get insane political backlash.
Yeah, it's almost like.
You don't.
Do you
You
know
don't
why
have
they get
sources.
insane political backlash? Think about it
No,
for a
but
second.
can you just engage with what I said?
Think about
Obviously,
it for a second. No. We're gonna
No.
break this down. Why do they get
Yeah.
insane backlash? Is it almost like it's bad to hurt people?
No, it's because it's a controversial topic in the political spectrum.
It shouldn't be controversial. It isn't
Yeah, that's the
controversial.
normative.
That hurting people is wrong.
So you agree that it is controversial, right?
It should.
It's very polarizing. There's a lot of people who agree and there's a lot of people who don't agree. That's the fact
The
of
people
that is
who
true,
don't agree
right?
are just wrong
So-
because they're hurting people.
So Herbert, from
Wait,
nine-
hold on.
Their
Is it
ideas
true
hurt
that it's
people. It's as simple as that.
Herbert, you don't just get to take the talking stick whenever you want. When other people are speaking, you will be silent or you will be muted. All right?
Herbert,
There you go, Mary. Sorry.
Herbert, from 1851 to 2015, this whole community was, as far as like the transgender portion of this, was never an issue, Herbert. It wasn't until the fear-mongering propaganda that has transpired over the last 10 years, Herbert. And here's the sad part, Herbert. You fell into that fear-mongering. You fell into this propaganda that has been spewed. And the misinformation, Herbert, that you have fed into is disheartening, Herbert. It's disheartening. It really is. This was literally a non-issue until 2015.
until
Herbert,
2015 when
Herbert,
trans ideology got radical.
Herbert, it's not an ideology. That's another fear tactic in fear mongering. Herbert, the fact that this community has existed since the existence of human beings have never done anything to you, Herbert. People are simply existing and living their lives. We did not ask, Herbert, I'm going to say this again, 1,014 laws, Herbert, and 125 have passed, Herbert, and a population that is less than 1%. Why, Herbert? You tell me why there's 1,014 laws proposed against a community less than 1%. Why do you think that's happened, Herbert? You tell me.
I think it's two primary factors. One, this is a very controversial and
It's not controversial.
very controversial topic.
No, Herbert. Republicans made it controversial. They wanted a boogeyman, and they picked this community, Herbert. And
So,
you
so
fell
you're agreeing
into
that it's
the fear,
controversial?
Herbert. You fell into the fear of the boogeyman. That's what you fell into. You have not given us any scientific backing to support your claim because there isn't any. Herbert, just concede that you have no scientific data to support your claim that a transgender woman isn't a woman and a transgender man isn't a man. Concede, so you have nothing to support your claim on a scientific level. You are literally basing it on your feelings and opinions, Herbert.
Is me saying that a trans woman is a woman a scientific claim, a scientific assertion, or is it a
We
sociological?
have the science, Herbert, to say that a transgender woman is a woman. I'm asking
Oh
you.
yeah, where's the science? There's no science.
We have
Come on.
PubMed.
We need to
There's
start
no science.
the Dodge counter again. We definitely need to restart it.
There's no
We need
science.
to restart it, as in like back at
Herbert,
zero.
Not
or-
restart, sorry,
Oh,
as
okay.
in start counting again. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Herbert, you have
There's-
already used no, I'm gonna finish. You have already used 7 out of your 10 chances to give us a source. Now, if you get
Wait.
to 10, you're gonna get dropped.
Are you not
So
tracking?
we're starting the counter again. Here's your next chance.
Are you not listening or like tracking? Like I
Okay,
literally told you
8,
that.
there it is.
I told you that there's not going to be one.
Herbert,
Like I already
Oh,
told you
okay,
like
so-
a definitive answer.
So there's not
But
going to
there's
be
not gonna
one.
be a
So
source.
why should we listen to you, Herbert?
At that
Herbert,
point.
we have
Just because-
Herbert.
Yeah, I grant
I'm also
that.
speaking.
Herbert.
I'm also speaking.
Herbert. No, you don't overspeak a woman. You're
Really?
20 years old. You're talking to a
You don't overspeak a
60-year-old,
man.
almost 60. No, Herbert. No. You're not going to overspeak me as a woman. That's rude and disrespectful. I don't care. Your mother would be fucking giving you a slap across the face for talking to a woman like that.
My mother.
Herbert, we have
Don't talk about.
PubMed, we have the World Health Organization, and we have the NIH to support it. You keep going over and over again, and you have not given us any factual scientific data to support your claim. That's all I'm saying, Herbert. Show us the money, give us the proof.
Proof to prove that a positive claim is false. Is that what you're asking me
No,
for?
Herbert, I want you to give me scientific data to support that a transgender woman isn't a woman.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want you to give me the proof. Show
That's
me
fine.
the .gov or the .edu. I am so sick of asking you for that.
That's fine. Let me just retell what's going on and just correct me if I'm wrong. You're asking me.
Telling, are
Wait,
you
wait, wait.
listening?
No. If I'm
Just
wrong,
Really
tell me.
quickly,
Sources.
Herbert.
If
Listen, so we can make a logical argument that we should not listen to you because you don't have sources. So how are you going to refute that kind of thing at this point?
that's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
No.
So you're conceding?
Well, I want to like retell like kind of like the dialect, what's going on, in order to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly. And if I'm incorrect, you guys can feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. But essentially, what's happening right now is that you guys are claiming that transgender ideal or transgender is rooted in science and biology, and you guys want me to provide a source that proves that your assertion is false.
Or even, this is really giving you an out here. You can ask us for our sources. You can learn the skill of asking for what you would like to see, and
Yeah,
we
that's
can give them to you. But that really is throwing you a bone.
no, that's what
Honestly.
logically that's what I should be doing in a debate. I should
Well,
be
then
asking
why
you
aren't
guys to
you?
wait. I should be
If you
proving
don't
you guys. I should,
understand something, ask.
yeah, you guys should be proving your positive claim. I shouldn't be giving you proof as to why your claim is not true.
No.
That's like no,
Can
wait,
you
but
move the
like
Herbert Dodge counter real quick so that we can
that's
look at our
wait.
claim?
I'll
Because
give you an example.
our
I'll give you an example.
claim, if you move it, our claim of the live topic is a positive claim. So you would have to disprove us at that point.
No,
Yeah,
it is a
I
positive
can
claim to say that
provide.
trans people are rooted in biology.
I could.
Like trans identity is rooted in biology.
The main positive claim we're making here is that you simply are not caring about or actually understanding that the life or stake situations, and you've already agreed that you just don't, you haven't engaged with it at all. So I have actually just fulfilled my burden. You just have simply sat here and took a simple beating on the fact
I
that you don't
responded
care
to what you
about it.
said.
Yeah. So
I responded to it. What? How did I not engage?
You responded with, I don't have any sources.
yeah.
So
Oh.
Herbert, here's the thing. I don't know why you're obsessed with this community, because I've seen you in previous lives and you just like to be a Bill bro. Before you come into a space like this, get your sources behind you. Get your scientific peer-reviewed sources to support your claim.
Do you guys know that saying a trans woman is a woman is a metaphysical claim?
Yeah, I'm done.
I was too, honestly. Thank you so much for being here, Mary.
I couldn't with the metaphysics. So maybe I'm not getting into this
He
again.
is such a Phil bro. Okay, can you
I'm
help
gonna
me?
lose my
All right,
fucking
I'm gonna
mind.
ask this question to all of you. Why is it these 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds are such Phil bros?
Maybe
It
the virgin
just-
Nick Fuentes? Sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
No, I get that. Like, they've been indoctrinated by CK and you know Nick, and it's so disheartening. I'm like, and he couldn't say
is
anything
the-
to support his claim.
Yeah, so
Exactly,
this is
and
the
I
only
won't-
argument
Sorry.
against trans people too that like actually has any like I would say any teeth, but like at the same point, like we simply just shouldn't care about this semantic game. Semantics don't matter at the end of the day when we're talking about them basically literally the prompt is but a profound failure to comprehend the life or death stakes of non-affirmation. I'm literally addressing the point here, and I really should be just starting to hold people's feet to the fire more, because it's like if I just remain linear with them, they have nothing. It is literally just impossible to beat this, because there is like quite literally just piles of evidence backing up this idea.
Yeah, he was obviously a good example of the failure to comprehend the life or death stakes of non-affirmation. Absolutely a good example.
Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. It's got real quiet real quick. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was thinking the same
cut out
thing.
or something.
All I can say, if that was my grandson, I'd be like, oh, I did not raise you.
Absolutely disappointing.
Sorry when I interrupted you. I'm a little autistic and sometimes I can't hold myself back. I'm working on it.
No, you all are amazing. No. We're all good.
You're always welcome on my panel, by the way. Hopefully when it's not like 20 people against one. I try not to have too many friendlies up, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, but I like you up too, and you too, and you, and you,
Right?
and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. It's
Kian, I don't care if you like me, but tell me to drop if there's too many people up here.
no, you're
Seriously.
always welcome. I
I'm
like
up
you
here often. But I'm up here a lot. So like give other people a chance, please.
I don't know if you caught that, but at one point somebody sent a bunch of my I forgot that I had uploaded a bunch of Stoat kits on my thing, and I fucking lost it. I was like, where the fuck did you get these? I'm like, oh wait, I uploaded them. I was just losing my shit.
Gender
I
isn't
had
taxonomic. Sorry. Thank you, Blue. I need to look into like what taxonomy is more. Sorry, go ahead, Mary.
Love Herbert's comment. You always needing a source proves you're hard mentally, and you can't think for you.
No,
Herbert,
It's
Herbert,
a debate.
you're the one that can't think for yourself, because if you don't believe that a transgender woman is a woman, then bring your scientific peer-reviewed data to support that claim. That's all we're asking. It's not that complicated. Herbert, show your money, show us the money.
Period. Absolutely. Like every single time we got to what, 8 on the counter before he left, but I counted more than 10. Like he just absolutely was not willing to address the not plus. Yeah, he absolutely was not willing to address the
Whatever you just did.
Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh,
That's
fuck
about
off.
my point.
Fuck off, TikTok. I literally just did that, and it's like, oh no, you're not there. The passion of those keystrokes, I was literally just taking a fist and smashing my numpad with my fist.
I'm just seeing that right now.
I just heard that,
Oh.
and that made me just lose it.
Oh no, not Voice of the Void.
Right.
I didn't want to launch you. Go away, Voice of the Void. Not you. I don't want you. Close game. Okay, that went away.
Coordinates?
I could also do lunch next. I could set up
By the way,
this.
do you only
So, totally off topic. TikTok is asking me to verify my identity. Have any of you scanned or put in your passport or license or anything?
So it keeps. That's why I unfortunately haven't joined Stotsky's heart thing, because it keeps resetting mine. So I have put in my identity more than once. I even put in they have a choice where you can put on your credit card, which I did. It keeps resetting it.
Yeah, mine is asking for a copy of my passport or my driver's license, and I'm like, yeah.
No, thank you. That's why
Yeah, I haven't had issues with it, but I personally wouldn't be willing to, even if asked.
That's why I can't
yeah.
join Stotsky's heart thing, because I just don't want to put in my other than my ID, I don't want to put in my other personal information just to give coins. I do apologize on that.
So mine is because I'm part of the creator, and I typically, not that I make any truly amount of any type of significant. I'm like, if I get $5 a month, I'm like, woohoo! But
Oh, I have
apparently,
messed up, friends. I have messed up severely.
Oh my god.
Sorry. We're listening, Mary, and also one of us.
Mary,
so
are they asking
so
for your-
apparently, apparently they did not, because I think it's what, every Wednesday when you make a buck or two, whatever it is, that's typically when they, send it to you. Well, apparently this last week they didn't send it because they weren't able to verify my identity, and I'm like, oh. So
There,
I'm like,
Is it a helpful stream of income for you? If you
oh
don't mind
no,
me
no,
asking.
no,
Okay.
no. I mean, I've been in banking 37 years. Yeah, I work 10, 11 hours a day. Been in banking 37 years, so
Love
no,
that.
it's not.
oh, nice.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, but personally, I'm not so much up for giving up my information. But I also haven't even like I have TikTok gifts sitting around. I'm probably just gonna regift them. I'm probably not ever gonna
Yeah,
cash
and
them
that's
out.
what I do, and that's why I think I kind of struggle too, because I like
Mhm.
anything I make. Like I said, it's barely nothing. It's not like literally. If I make even a few bucks a month, I'm like woohoo! Like it's truly
Right.
not a big
Yeah.
deal. But I do give that to other people, and I'm like, so I'm kind of like, and I don't know why all of a sudden this particular
It happens.
week they were like, no, we all of a sudden need to get this from you to give you your $3 payout, $4 payout.
It happens on random. Is what I'm seeing. For me, I have not been able to pay out for a while because they for when they asked all of my tax information, which I understand because my payout was $120.
What?
Yes, I do streams quite often, and I have right now at least quite a few things just sitting in the payout thing because it won't actually go to my PayPal because they're asking for all of my tax information. They're asking for other parts of my identity, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let you sit there for right now until I want to get you out.
That's
But I have
that's-
made over $120 so far right now.
The best stream I ever did was
Yay.
I'm sorry, but that's awesome. Like, yay.
Don't
The best-
apologize. That really
yeah.
is great. Especially for trans folks. Like, we typically need that money for if we do experience gender dysphoria, then we typically need that money for our medical transitions. So, like, that's awesome. Sincerely.
I just need to figure out how to get it out of there.
Right.
that's
Okay,
a
filling out all
little.
your tax information. I'm sorry, that is tedious as all hell.
Mm.
That is
I-
tedious.
I think TikTok will send you a 1099 at the end of the year. So if you do actually make over a certain amount, they will send you the tax form to file. And I think it's $600.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I think it's $600. So for some miraculous reason, you end up making $600 on TikTok. Which I think anybody that makes over $600, I'm like, that's just fucking cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear at Gen Xer. It's just a natural
You can
reflex.
fucking swear. I don't
It's
give a
welcome here.
no fucks given.
Swearing is fine.
Yeah.
It's
As long as
like,
it's like within
yeah,
reason,
I
just
mean,
don't become a
yes.
sailor. Like at that point I'd be like, okay, can we chill back a little bit? Like here and there's fine, but not like me. Yeah, don't ask me what that sound was.
So
what was that,
like
Stowe?
I said, I think I struggle with giving my. I don't know if I do it, which I'm kind of like struggling with over the last few days. I'm like, do I just do my passport info, or do I don't feel comfortable giving my complete license information. Maybe I'll do my passport, possibly, and if I do, I'll use my Canadian passport, not my U.S. passport.
Love that.
I don't have a passport.
Yeah, I've been just sitting on my like $20 that I've made so far. I haven't made a lot, but it's enough to like, I don't know. I'll just sit on it for a while and then I don't know. I'll eventually put it out.
Honestly, I think it's not a bad idea to ask like the panel of intersex and trans folks like what we would like for you to do with that money. Not to be like, hey, you're putting in some emotional labor and you shouldn't have it. But like,
No,
also,
I can speak for me as an intersex person. I literally give back to this community, like to fellow intersex creators or fellow transgender creators. Like, I literally give it back to the community. That's what I do, and I think from what I've seen, a majority do the same thing.
Yeah, I would. I wish that you could just donate it to a charity too. Like that would be Pog. Like awesome sauce, please TikTok. That
Dude,
would be
like
awesome
if you
we
wanna,
could just like they have a thing set up so that you can donate it. Like, but like, why can't we just donate it like immediately? You don't have to even like touch.
even
the
if
link.
you, yeah, even if you cash it out and then donate and just keep your receipts for people, like, I'm sure a lot of us would be more than happy if you donated to somewhere like the Trevor Project or something like that. There's also an organization that Mercury and Jory used to do for trans folks that can't have access to the gender affirming care that they need. They do everything from trans tape to gender affirming surgeries. And I cannot for the life of me remember what they're called right now. But like an organization like that, I'm sure we'd all be happy with. But I don't want to speak, like, we're not a monolith. I don't want to speak for all of us. So I want to go down the line. Salvage, like, what do you think you would spend this money on, or that you think Keaton Assist Creator should spend this money on? If you don't mind sharing. And if you're there. Okay. Palm, do you have any thoughts? Also, you're teacupped. That's cool.
What? My thoughts on what? Sorry.
What Keaton should do with the money that he makes, even if it's not much, from these streams?
I would say donate it to a few places, or even there are small people that I've been reaching out to who help trans people or even intersex people access HRT, because there are intersex people who can't access HRT too due to the medical system just being shit. So like I would say if you want donate, you can donate some to small individual places that are trying to help out the community just as a whole. Do not do that.
My initial fund donating it would probably just go to Anne, because I know Anne's a good like they're based off of they're based in the UK, which is not like ideal, but they offer like some of the best like gender affirming healthcare in the UK, and they have really good resources. And I like the person who created Anne, so.
That's awesome.
Like literally the biggest egg who dressed as a woman as a femboy for years before he was like, okay, I'm trans, guys. You got me. No.
Thank you for sharing, Palm. I love getting his thoughts whenever we can. For me personally, I definitely don't mind it being distributed to organizations that are across the world. I definitely don't mind that for multiple reasons. But the fact that trans people have become such politicized, I'm making up words over here, like issue in the United States right now. And a lot of us either can't come back to the United States or are stuck in certain states or within the United States as a whole when we don't have access to the care that we need. I think that at least donating some of it to an organization in the US would also definitely be really helpful to you and your community. You as a accomplice, honestly, more than an ally, I'd say.
I'm helping you steal the moon. No.
You're helping us steal our healthcare.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have. Do we have any requests right now? Because I'm getting that guess like literally just melted my brain. Now
Okay.
Right.
Dale, in the comments, I asked you, because you said you went on and on about delusional people. I asked you, do you just hate people who have delusions? I specified, by the way, that being trans is not, but the way he was speaking about it makes it sound like you do not like people who have schizophrenia or dissociative disorders. It makes it sound like you do not like them in the slightest. And then you just went on and on avoiding my question.
I
Dale,
went to
come up.
invite him up. Sorry, I went to invite him up. He's gone.
He
Of
left.
course he is.
Oh no, he's here. I hate people that try to compel my. No one's compelling your speech. You still have free speech. It's just whether people take you as an asshole for what you say.
Yeah, you can say what you want. I'm still gonna call you
Yeah.
an asshole.
And Keaton, I can't invite him up, but you might be able to. Sorry.
No, I think I
Did
can't.
you see? Did you see what they said? What is this bee going on about? Seriously, come on.
You'll never believe what happened, Mary. So we were live literally yesterday, and somebody said to me, and I have the clips, and I can send them to you if you're interested. You're right. Somebody said to me, "What are you, his bitch?" And I was like, "Whoa." But we let the conversation go for another, like, I don't know, 15 minutes approximately. I have a bad, like, perception of time. And then I told Keaton in Discord host Stowe, I was like, "Hey, can I be the one to drop him?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool." So he was like, "I've really got to go." And I was like, "Okay, guest. Let's just end on a really good note here. How was your day? Like, how have you been?" And he gets like 2 words out, and I dropped him and I said, "You're my bitch." I was like, don't say shit like that and not expect it to be handed back to you.
I love that.
It was iconic.
You know, I have been called a lot of disgusting things, and let's be real, I don't care what you say about me as an intersex person. I'm 59 years old, like, I'm Gen Xer. I don't care, I literally don't care what you throw. It's shit is gonna come off the wall, right? But I also am the aunt of a transgender man, right? And literally, this person told me that my nephew should be in an on a live chair, and then they told me that I should be raped and put in a wood chipper for supporting my nephew.
Oh, Lord.
What the hell?
I am so sorry that...
No, and here's the thing. I had to educate myself on my nephew. We're talking, what, 20 plus years ago, right? And I will never know the experience of being a transgender person because I'm not a transgender person. Just like none of you, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm an intersex person. I will never speak for that experience, right? So I had to take the time to listen to my nephew, understand where he is coming from. And let me just tell you, he was very clear at like 6 years old. I am not who you think I am. And literally, we're like, and to see the transformation of how happy. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you finished, Mary.
That was my sorry, I have vision impairment, and when I type it says what I'm typing. I am so sorry I cut you off there.
It's okay, Palm. Go ahead, Mary.
All good. But
Wait,
to
wait.
see
Hold on.
the change.
Sorry, Stowe. Can we let Mary finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
or
Yeah,
is there
sorry.
something-
No, it's
Okay.
I'll go, but come back to it. Sorry, my brain was being
To
ADHD.
see how happy he was when he was able to tell us who he was. I felt like they were a completely different person. He was happy. He was who he was. And I would never want anybody to take away from themselves who they are And when I saw how happy it made him, I'm like, not even a question. You're alive, you're here, and I love you. I don't care. You know, you're an incredible human being, bottom line. And you know, he's happily married, he's got children, and I don't know why people are like just can't MYOB and let people just genuinely live their lives. Like I don't get it. I really don't.
Absolutely, Mary. Thank you for sharing. You got me almost crying over here. As a trans mask non-binary person, that's definitely like I was also a pastor's kid for a while, so I wasn't accepted initially, but my parents did learn and grow, luckily, so now I am accepted by them as who I am. Um, it's good to hear that people learn and grow. I know Keaton was here as well whenever I was working, which my job is to take care of my grandma part-time. And she wanted to chime in at the end of one of the lives. And she is so accepting of trans people. She has asked so many questions about my sister and I, both as trans folks. And I just absolutely, she's 77. Like, I absolutely love to see people who are of older generations to be accepting of these things, because if y'all can, then anybody can, you know, like there's no excuse. So thank you so much for sharing.
Cole, my mom was 93 when she passed away. And she got this at 93 years old. She's just like, she got it. And I'm like, if a 93-year-old woman can get this, anybody can get this. She was a silent generation woman. And if she can get this, anybody can get this.
I actually am crying now. And I don't do that as often when I'm on tea. That's so true. My grandma, although she's only 77, like she has dementia, but like it's not one that's as quickly progressing, even though I have seen it progress in the time that I've been helping take care of her and all that. But like literally somebody with dementia is asking questions, and even if she's asking them more than once, you know, and wanting to understand even when she's losing the ability to. So yeah, that is so true. Like 93, dang, that's a good long life.
So
Yeah.
I want to address Sandy's comment in the comments here. We're in our 60s. We're not allies. You know, Sandy, I am so sorry. I have seen so many people that are Gen X and boomers that don't support this, Sandy, and I don't see it, Sandy. I don't see that boomers and Gen Xers are supportive of this community. I hear it day after day after day from my fellow Gen Xers. They're not supportive, Sandy, and I wish I don't agree with that comment. I wish I could,
Y'all,
but I don't.
sorry, Mary, to interrupt. We're at 3K after having been live for hours? Like, come on, dudes.
No,
It's been what,
don't worry
3
about
hours?
it. Don't worry about it. 'Cause
No.
I'm ending live soon anyway, so don't worry about
Oh,
it. Like,
okay,
literally,
never
actually,
mind.
don't.
I was gonna do a mod break. Sorry, I got all excited for a mod break because what the actual fuck? But anyways, if we're ending soon, never mind.
We had like 50 something people for a good. I don't know if you saw the first
Yeah.
Super Cole. Holy fuck,
Mm-hmm.
dude, it was so bad. Yeah.
I said good start. Like I was listening the whole time. I just wasn't like on panel. Yeah.
I might have let them go for too long. I have this bad habit of letting people who really should not be up here anymore go, and I need to work on it better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There are definitely probably trans folks that were not comfortable with that. Some of us I mean, a lot of us have thicker skins because of what we face, but some of us are cool with it, some of us aren't. So it's really just about the opinions of the trans folks around you. So just like almost doing a little poll, like asking
Yeah.
who's on panel, like even if it's just one trans person on panel, like, hey, is this cool to keep up on panel as a guest? Like, we would give you our opinion on that. Sometimes we can get education out of it. Like if they're being disingenuous and asking basic questions, but we're giving genuine answers, like everyone else in the audience can learn from that, even if the guest isn't. So sometimes it can be helpful, sometimes it just really isn't. So it depends. But asking us, we typically have relatively good discernment for those things.
And you just hit on something key. Even though we may not be, the guest on the panel might not be listening to what we're saying, when we connect with someone that's in the comments or listening to the live, that's a win. We may not always understand that, but we do get a win if somebody is at least willing to listen, that's in the comments or viewing the live at the time. We cannot underestimate the importance of that. Like, people are listening. Even though the guest up on the panel may be, maybe an asshole or a prick, whatever, there could be somebody actually listening in the comments. And I think we can't underestimate the importance of that.
Absolutely. Thank you for hitting on that again, Mary. It really is about educating one person, even if it's someone in chat and not the guest. If we get to one person and tell them something they didn't know before that they're receptive to, then that's the whole point, like, again, whether it's the guest or not, the whole point is really just to help educate people and help them continue to be open-minded about who we are as people, because we're gonna exist no matter what, so
yeah, I think that it's about, like, for me, I don't know, I just find it that even if they don't get their mind changed, it is possible that we plant a seed of doubt, and maybe that might lead to something good. And I've seen enough that it, like, I know that, it isn't worthless to fight for this stuff, because people do change their minds, despite the fact that a lot of people are pretty damn hard-headed about it. So.
And, I look at what we do on a daily basis, and so many of us give this emotional labor day in and day out, right? I think we have to be so cognizant of who we waste our energy and time on, right? Like, we know there are certain dendrocriticals and TERFs, and we know nothing that we say to them is never going to change their mind. I'm not going to waste my energy on those people. I have so many TERFs and dendrocriticals blocked, like, because it's not a genuine conversation. You could give them all the PMIDs, you could give them all the science and facts, and they're still going to be like, nah, I have this, I have that, to dispute it. It's like, it's not worth our energy or time.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's like, and I hate to say this, but why is anybody's existence up for debate? That's the thing that, like, I struggle with. Like, everybody on this panel and the host, nobody should be invalidating anybody's existence. And they say, well, I'm not invalidating your existence, but yet you are. They don't
I'm
make
not,
that
but
connection. That's literally what they're doing.
Exactly. Real quick, isn't Lucho also like common op in these spaces?
Though Lucho, by the way, targets me personally. I have
Oh no.
screenshots. Okay. Do you all remember Kari? Do you all remember Kari?
I'm trying to. Also, Stoat is a relatively new like live streamer, so
sorta. I did beforehand for a few months, and then I didn't for like a month or two, and then I'm back more now.
yeah, so like we're still kind of learning the ins and outs, especially me as well. Like I'm not up on panels that often. Oh, I love how Lucho like requested when I mentioned him.
No, I
If
muted him.
Neri is not happy with that, and if the host is not happy with that, we're not doing it right now.
I'm going to give you just a quick, little quick backstory, okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
Kari was a beautiful, incredible transgender woman, whom many of us had the pleasure and honor of knowing her. Now, Lucho, under his various screen names, I have screenshots of several profiles, with various, names.
Sorry to
They
interject,
don't-
but if you could send me those after the live, that would be fabulous, just so that I'm informed on who's
I'm in
coming in now.
Discord. I'm in Discord, by the way. So yeah, I'm under the same name at Discord. So please
Okay,
follow me.
I'll add you.
Yeah, send me a link. He literally goes into spaces that I am a guest in. Not all the time, but he seems to find me somehow, and literally tells me in these comments that he is happy that Kari is good riddance. He also literally says he calls me Marty. He calls me Marty, which honestly, you can say whatever you want about me. Like literally, I don't give a crap. I'm like I said. I think I said that earlier. Like, come after me personally. But the fact that they continually make these comments, the fact that Kari is gone, good riddance. This was a beautiful human being who I adore and love. Her family, even in her obituary, couldn't even acknowledge her. They called her by her dead name in her obituary.
Are you finished? Like, just let me know when you are. I'm autistic, so like.
No, I am.
Sometimes.
I am.
Okay.
It just literally broke my heart
Absolutely.
because when she wasn't responding to any of our like DMs in Discord and like on Facebook, not on Facebook, but on TikTok. We all became kind of worried, and we were like, why isn't she responding? And we were literally like so worried. There was a handful of us. We were like, it was unusual because she literally was in lives every day, interacting. So when we didn't hear from her, we became worried. Like literally, like, this was the last time we had any type of interaction with her. So when we finally connected that her family was using their dead name for their obituary, it was horrific. It was heartbreaking. And literally, when you have those, like, you go to like a memorial wall, like, when they have those, at those funeral homes, like where you can do a page, literally every single one of us was like, hashtag her name is Kari. Every single one of us, over and over and over again.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah,
I just
and I
don't
know-
even know what we're like to begin with people like that. Like, it's just. I don't even want to talk with people who can't give like people basic decent respect. So like
It was her family.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
I
thing
know,
that
I
broke me
know.
apart. I'm like,
Yeah, okay. This might seem irrelevant. Have any of you seen The Sandman on Netflix?
I have not.
Yes. I have.
Yeah, you know why I'm bringing this up then, probably, Palm. In the second season, there is a trans person in like the show, and she passes, of course, because they obviously have to kill off any queer actors and actresses early on in the show. But anyway, she passes, and her family does the same exact thing, dead names her, and even on her gravestone. And not to give too much away, spoiler alert for The Sandman, he goes up to her grave after the family is left after the burial, and uses his sand to change her name to the correct name and all that stuff on her gravestone. And I cried. Honestly, I sobbed at that part of the show, because obviously, like, just being able to respect her in that way, even when her family didn't, was a huge thing. So yeah, that's just the most, like, I don't even know a word to describe how awful that is. For people to misgender people in their obituary and
it was so dehumanizing. Like, I can't even. Like, it was so dehumanizing as her friends, right? To see that. Like, literally, all of us, like, we're so heartbroken and we cried. I think, like I said, like, we literally went to their, to the funeral homes, page where you could make comments where, like, hashtag her name was Kari, over and over and over again.
y'all were the Sandman in the best way. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to, like, cut you off or anything as well.
You didn't at all. No, you didn't at all. It just, when I look at people, I know this is a social app, and we do create some meaningful relationships. We do. Kari was one of those people that truly impacted my life. She was patient. She gave so much grace to opposition. And she was so smart. So smart.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of education that she would share and give, like, she gave so much grace. And I, like, when I'm on a panel and I face an opposition, I'm like, okay, have some patience like Kari would. And some days it's hard, but she truly impacted my life, and she impacted so many in this community with her genuineness and her, she was truly a beautiful soul. And when he started to say that, it literally, like I said, you couldn't say anything about me, but just keep Kari's mouth, keep Kari's name out of your mouth. And they never come up on their main profile. I know who they are, like, literally, I know who they are. And it's like, just have the balls to come in onto your main account and tell that to my face. It's like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Part of it too is that, like, it's clear that they know that it hurts you, and they're clearly doing it to hurt you, and it's just
Mhm.
like I at that point, like I would just block them, honestly, like as much as you
I have
can.
them blocked, but they still create all these accounts. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's I don't know.
Oh, they do.
There's not enough in place to like avoid people that like it seems that people can harass you on social media apps a lot more than it should.
Absolutely.
But I'm like
Um,
honestly getting like kind of tired here, guys. Not to like
That's
just
so
cut
fair.
you off in the middle, but I'm like, hey, I'm gonna unstream, and it was like this big long thing. I'm like, ah. So thank you
Yeah.
everybody for coming, and thank you
Of
for
course.
sharing all your stories. And you're always
Just
welcome
in
up, Mary.
case. Yeah. I don't want to forget. So Mary, or rather, I would be someone to forget. Therefore, I would like reminders. Therefore, I'm giving you a brief reminder real quick before we end stream to please send me all the different accounts that you have for them, because it's good to inform whether or not we allow these accounts, obviously, and them up onto this panel or not. We don't want to be platforming harmful people, so please do send those my way. Thank you.
Yeah, send me a Discord invite, and I'll pull together, some of the screenshots that I have, of course.
Okay,
Okay,
consider it done.
bye, friends. Thanks for
Bye.
everybody. Bye, bye, bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, bye, bye.